So we are on Facebook, GDG Owerri, LinkedIn, GDG Owerri.
Just search for GDG Owerri.
GDG, yes, same thing. GDG Owerri. LinkedIn the same, Facebook the same. The same. Right. Are we making our post now? On Facebook, our Facebook page is new, so we have just 36 followers. And I've been tasked to get that page to at least 100 followers if I get down from here. Can you guys help me achieve that? Can we help me achieve it? We're more than 100 here, right? Are we? All right, so let's follow our Facebook page and let's get it to 100 followers. Let's also follow on LinkedIn. And let's do the same for X while you're making your post with the hashtags Devfest 2024 and Devfest Owerri. Did we all get the hashtags? All right. Are we following now? Please be informed that apart from the posts we are looking out for, the people who follow us today will be making random picks at intervals to give them gifts. So following is as important as posting and tagging. Is that okay? Is that okay? Are you guys with me? All right, so let's do this. When we say DevFest, you say connect, learn, and grow. Is that okay?
Say it again.
When I say DevFest, you say connect, learn, and what? Grow. So can we do it together? DevFest.
Connect, learn, and grow.
DevFest.
Connect, learn, and grow.
For the very last time. DevFest.
Connect, learn, and grow.
Without ado, we'll be welcoming our next speaker to grace the stage. I implore you once again to keep an open mind, an open jotter or an open pad and take notes. Is that okay? One more time, celebrate yourselves.
Daniel is a lead iOS engineer who currently has 5 years experience in making iOS applications. With a deep-rooted passion for creating intuitive and high-performing iOS applications, Daniel has spent the last 5 years immersed in the ever-evolving world of Apple's mobile ecosystem. His journey has been a blend of solving complex technical challenges, experimenting with cutting-edge technologies, and delivering polished, user-friendly apps that people love. A round of applause for Daniel as he steps forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today I'll be talking about leveraging Firebase for robust iOS app development. But I will not be focusing on just iOS, I'll be focusing on mobile entirely and web. So what is Firebase? So Firebase was created by Google to help developers to scale. Web developer, if you're a web developer, if you are a mobile developer, either you're focusing on iOS, Android, or you're practicing both with Flutter. Firebase gives you this platform to scale because it's more like a helper in terms of if you are starting your career. Just like for any photo student right here, and you want to start your tech career. I think mobile is like one of the street ways to start your tech career. In the sense that you can create a mobile application and connect it, use the framework there and the APIs. So, like I said, it's a backend service. Like you don't need to create your own backend in terms of if you want to scale, you're just beginner, you just want to start. You're starting your tech career. Even as like a founder, you don't have any backend engineer, but you just have mobile engineers for you to scale. You can start up with Firebase, then you can scale to a much bigger platform or create your own database. So Firebase gives you everything. It gives you the real-time database, gives you cloud storage. It gives you analytics, it gives you crashlytics. Now, in today's world, we actually focus on data-driven decisions. So if you have a platform that can create analytics for you based on your data of number of users or number of registering on your particular platform or your particular app, that means you can actually scale right. because you can actually bring your application and show them that, okay, 100 persons are active on my application right now. Imagine you are looking for a co-founder, just for example, and you want to pitch to a co-founder for your particular platform, and you don't have a database. You can actually start up with just a mobile developer and Firebase. Then use the analytics to actually pitch to your co-founder and say, okay, these are certain numbers of people on my platform. So Firebase gives you that advantage outside development. Now, in Firebase, anything that goes on the iOS also goes on the web. It also goes on the mobile. So it also gives you authentication. It gives you APIs for authentication, just like Facebook authentication, Google authentication, email authentication. And everything is registered on that platform. You don't need to create any APIs. You don't need to create any database. It's just there for you to just consume. So it's really an interesting platform to use. It also helps in cloud messaging, that is real-time database, in case you want to build a chat app or something like that in your school. Maybe you want to build an app that normally tells a student in your class that, okay, the lecturer is around or something like that, just like a crazy idea. You can actually scale it with Firebase from there. Then it also, there's also a cloud storage where you can store videos, pictures, and the rest of it. Like if you are creating a chat app, or you are creating anything entirely. Like for example now, if you want to create this new phase of TapSwap that just came into the niche of Telegram, you can create the application with Android, then use the back end as Firebase. You understand? Just to get the first 1,000 users and easily pitch that to somebody and sell the application or something like that. Because with Firebase, you can actually scale it to 1,000 users before you start paying. So, also, it also helps, like I said, it also helps with analytics. You can get real-time analytics, real-time database, number of users on your particular platform at that particular moment. Number of users using your application on a particular location. The number of users using a particular device. So you can actually tell if where your users are coming from. Just for example, recently a startup made over like $20 million, but they actually knew that they were making that $20 million from because of the fact that if you make an in-app purchase with if Firebase is connected to your application and you make an in-app purchase, you can easily tell because everything is recorded there. The in-app purchase, the revenue generated with your application is on that Firebase platform. So it's an easy pitch to anybody in case you want to sell your application, like pitch to a co-founder or something like that. Then also Crashlytics. Recently, iOS upgraded their version from iOS 17 to iOS 18. iOS 18 was bringing a lot of crash. Like if you are building an ordinary application, it was just resulting to so many crashes. But the way that developers in the iOS niche or the mobile developers were able to track where that crash was coming from is because of the Crashlytics. Like one of the software I was working on, we were able to track because of the Crashlytics, because it gave us the exact place where that application was crashing. And we could resolve it and cause no downtime or no lost time for the company. So it's really, really important. So like I said, I'll just be breezing to why is the idea for iOS development? It's because of the scalability involved. And you can easily develop your MVP with it because Firebase has already created an SDK for mobile developers to consume, or web developers, or any other web developers, mobile developers, or any other developers. So now we'll be looking at how Firebase works. I'll be showing you the Firebase platform. So this is an example of an NGO foundation I'm working with. They gave me permission to show that data. So right now you can see from the data right now, but it's not really clear. You can see that from this second plot here, we have just 155 active users that just came on the application in less 30 minutes. You can see there, like 155. Like this data are real-time data coming from the softwares we created, but because we created it with Firebase, we can get those analytics. You can see that Nigeria is we're having like 130 something from Nigeria. We're having like 7 active users coming from United Kingdom, 7 active users coming from United States, and the rest. So easily you can even tell like, how am I going to scale this my application? Will I create more content for the Nigerian side? If you're a content creator, maybe your career, because normally now, right now, companies ask right now that how you are an exceptional talent apart from the fact that you have a skill. For example, if you're a content creator now, how are you an exceptional talent apart from the fact that you have the skill of content creator? You can say that you can recommend to the company Firebase, so the software engineers Firebase, in order for them to implement Firebase, so you can create content around the users. If you tell a recruiter or human resources manager, stuff like that, they will know that you are bringing more value rather than that content creating you are actually going to bring into the company. So with this Firebase, you can actually tell the analytic data, real-time analytic data. Go to the real-time. Like now, this is real-time analytic data. We have like 161 users in the last, 156 users in the last 30 minutes and 22 active users right now using the application. You can see, this is not something you are just telling somebody it was. Like you are showing them the real-time data to say your software or something like that. Or you are showing them, okay, you were involved, maybe a particular feature, you just develop a particular feature right now. You want to tell if that particular feature is actually, users are actually consuming that particular feature. You can actually tell from this analytic data right here, the number of users consuming that particular feature. Even with the analytic data, you can actually tell the page, based on the way you write your code or based on the name your screens, you can actually tell the number of users visiting that particular feature, and you can actually determine if that particular feature you implemented in your application is real or true. You understand? Because it's not all about building features. You need to scale your application to certain features that are needed by the users, not just creating features that are not needed by the user. Just like, for example, Twitter created something like this. This sweep of what they call it, this reels they do, but it was removed by Twitter recently because it was not scaling them. They understand that users like the feature, but a lot of users were not consuming that feature, and it might be causing the software to be slow or something like that. That is the reason why they took it off. So it's based on the analytic data, you can actually take software-driven decisions. You understand? Or content creation can actually come from this analytic data, in case you are a content creator, to drive more users to your application. Because if you create a content that 100 users are actually listening to your particular content on that application, it will attract more users to your application. So Firebase really created a lot for us. So here are some few best practices to keep in mind when you are using, like the data is secure. You don't need to worry about how secure your data. I know that you can actually write your own code and secure your data, but if you are starting for maybe you want to scale for 1,000 users, you can actually start with Firebase before actually writing more code. Like the first speaker said, writing more security code for your own database when you have created them, but you can scale with Firebase. And it also helps to optimize your application by providing an offline persistence data, and also help for app performance, which I just emphasized on just because of the non-technical persons here, like monitoring and crashability of your own data. So in conclusion, Firebase is an incredibly powerful platform for iOS developers, not just iOS developers, mobile developers, web developers, whether you are building a simple app or something much complex. Firebase can help you quickly implement features like authentication, real-time database, cloud storage and analytics, all backed by Google infrastructure. You understand? Google engineers are the ones that created Firebase. I encourage you to explore Firebase in your own project and see how it accelerates your iOS development, not just your iOS development journey, your mobile development journey, your web development journey. Now, I want to state a programmatic statement by Steve Jobs, but Mr. Essay, sir, he said you are an entrepreneur. Please, can you explain why Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish for us? I know it's an awkward question, but can you explain it for us? Yeah. This was a statement made by Steve Jobs. Stay hungry, stay foolish. What does he mean by this statement?
I think he was hungry when he made this statement. Okay, to be serious though, like I said earlier, when I was saying when you jot down inspiration, it's never clear cut, right? Remember when I said that, right? So when you have some kind of ideas, it will never really make sense at first. It will look stupid, and I think you have to be bold enough to stay stupid in front of people till it starts to make sense. Please now, can you clap for me?
Yeah, thank you.
If you're not clapping, you come out and explain. I nearly died now, you don't understand. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Did I get it?
Sir?
Did I try?
Yeah, you tried.
Thank you.
Yeah, you actually got it. To stay hungry is safe, it means that you must be humble. And because the reason why I made this statement is because at the time of, he started Apple, but he was driven from Apple, and he went to form Pixar. So at the time he was forming Pixar, he just stumbled upon that statement, 1970, at the back of his note, where they say stay hungry, stay fit. And that statement struck his mind, and since then he has been using that statement to drive his development. So you know how Apple started and everything, the way they are right now. So I'm glad we made it this far, so that is like the end of my presentation, because I have just 10 minutes. I'm right on track, right? Okay, there's more time. Okay, thank you very much.
Please, that applause is not loud. A round of applause for him once more. Thank you. So do we have back-end devs here? Wave, if a back-end developer. Do we have front-end devs here? Wave, if you're one. This is the first time I'm seeing fewer people. Oh yeah, other people, what are you doing? Shoot your shot though, what are you doing? I can't even hear anyone. What are you doing? Okay, a round of applause for everyone. So we'll be calling on the next speaker. Media, are you ready? Cynthia is a skilled mobile developer with expertise in both iOS and Flutter, crafting intuitive and dynamic apps that enhances user experiences across platforms. She is known for her mastery in Swift and Flutter. Cynthia merges technical knowledge with a keen eye for design, ensuring her applications are both functional and visually engaging. Beyond development, she shares her insights on social media, guiding others in tech and creative pursuits. A round of applause for Cynthia as she steps forward.
Good day, everyone. My name is Cynthia Ifoma Augustine Eze. I think that's the first time I'm introducing myself like that. And I'm really happy to be here with you all today. So, I'd like to start with a little story. You know, back when we were kids, our parents liked all these serious professions. Some of us wanted to be doctors, lawyers. Curiosity, how is it that this large screen could fit into a very tiny mobile screen? So because of that curiosity, I had to learn Swift. Please, who knows the Swift programming language? So yeah, so Swift is used to write native iOS applications. So, and after Swift, then I had to further to Flutter. And Flutter is for both platforms. Flutter allows developers to build an application that could run on several platforms. Flutter is a UI development kit created by Google. Google created, okay, this is how I did this and then I got that. So because you think your story has not gotten to that part, it is not worth sharing. I'm here to tell you that you can share your story even though it is not yet, you don't think you've gotten there yet. So even if you're just starting, still share your story. People want to relate to you. So when you're still struggling, post your progress. When you're making mistakes, because there's nobody here that would tell me that, even the OGs and the big guys in tech, there was a point when to write a single code, just a little program, was an issue for you. So you will write and then you will run into bugs and you get stuck there. So we have these blockers, like we just run into blockers every time. But when you're building in public, you can share your story and tell them, okay, today I'm facing this particular blocker. Today, I'm not able to do this particular thing. And you will see people begin to come around your page to support you. People that know what you're already doing can always show you what they have done to pass that particular stage, how they were able to pass something like that, and you can also, they connect with you. You build network, you share your story, you connect with your audience. Like they also know when you are telling your stories like this, at a point, someone can just reach out to you from nowhere and ask you, okay, I've been following you. Like, it's something always surprising for me when someone says something like that to me. I've been following you and I've seen that you post about things like that. Can you please help me? How do I? They ask you a question. That is to show that people are watching. Whatever you're posting, people are watching. So you just have to, how do you want these people to see you? What you're posting, what is it about? Is it something that's going to benefit you in the future? Or you're just posting for posting's sake? It is not just about posting pictures and posting just random things. You have to be very intentional about it. So share your progress, discuss your challenges, and document your lessons. So it will also help other people. This creating valuable content for fellow developers. You can help other coming developers that are working on something that is similar to what you're working on now. They can follow that process to see what you have done before and also ask questions. You see that you're already building a community of people with like the same interests. Because when we go into social media, right, these days, you just see random things. You see people posting random things and you don't even know, you feel like, oh, this place is so saturated. No, the only niche you have to focus on is your own niche. Your own niche is what you do, what you can do. Tell your own story. No one can tell your story like you. So we want to see you, we want to relate to you. So it is only your story that is unique to you and you get to stand out when you tell your own story. So when you're building your personal brand, let's say as a developer, you share your story, a story. One thing about social media is you have to tell a story. And you don't just post things that people don't understand. If you take selfies and post and someone likes your picture, I mean, they're going to like, right? When you're telling a story, people can relate to that story. People can see themselves in that story. They can relate to you and be like, okay, I think this is a community where I should be in. If it's someone that connects to you, your people of like minds, they'll come around your page and you get to grow your community there. So you also network with people, because when you start posting things like that, people that are also interested in this would come to you and ask your guidance. You also it opens door for lots of opportunities. Like you get to collaborate with people. If you're someone that you're just working on your own business, you get to collaborate with other businesses. If you're someone that you are looking for a job, you get to meet with other CEOs on that space, especially LinkedIn. You go there, you set up your profile and tell your story. Your story is unique to you and we want to relate to you. So you have to make it different and unique so that when someone sees you, they'll be able to tell that this particular person tells this kind of story, and when they were looking for something like that, they come to your page. They already know where to come and find you. So that's basically it. So your journey is as important as your destination. It's about documenting your process. It's about taking it one step at a time till you get to where you're going to. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for her one more time. So just like a lot of you, I'm trying so hard to wrap my head around a lot of tech things. So the thing that stood out for me from our conversation, at least that my brain could process and take note of, is the journey is as important as what? The journey is as important as what? Right, very important. So we'll be having our next speaker, but before we do, our sponsors have booths upstairs. All right, so I think at a certain point we'll let you guys know when you would go upstairs and interact with some of our sponsors. Is that okay? Is that okay? So the networking doesn't end with just yourselves. You have the opportunity to network with our sponsors. All right? Is that okay? And we've started to already make our checks on social media. So the next time I'm up here, I'll be giving my gifts. So if you still have not followed or made a post on X, Facebook or LinkedIn, you still have a few more minutes to do so. Thank you. Media, if you're ready, let's welcome our next speaker.
Mercy is a UX designer at Base. She designs interfaces that are both intuitive and visually attractive, while significantly enhancing users' overall experience. She founded the Female Media Network, popularly known as TFEM, an NGO that is on a mission to empower 1 billion women across Africa in the tech and digital media space. As a design mentor at Prelo, Mercy gets to help new designers find their groove in the industry. She's all about making a difference in both design and business. A round of applause for Mercy as she steps forward.
Yeah, it's really loud. Thank you so much. Please celebrate yourself. Okay, my name is Mercy, and I'm so excited to be here. And the good thing about it is, I heard the two speakers that spoke. The first one was talking about blockchain, smart contracts. The second one was talking about Android, this, that. And Cynthia was talking about iOS, Flutter. I was like, what about my designers? So I'm here to talk about design. So please, can someone celebrate us? So you're a designer here. You're a UX designer, user experience designer, user researcher, anything about user. And the good thing about my topic is I'm not going to dive deeply into AI because Mr. Jude here has laid the foundation. So I'm not going into AI in depth, but I'm here to talk about us. If you're not a user to a platform here, let me see your hand up. You keep hearing user, 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 user. Who are the users? I am, you are. So whenever I hear user, don't think they are a bunch of people sitting under the rock. No, you're a user, I'm a user. You are using something and you're trying to sell something. So if you learn how to use, how your user thinks, you'll be able to know how to sell because somebody else is a user. You get that right? Good. So let's go next. So that's me. Okay, it's not moving. Okay, it's moving. So I'm not going to talk about how long should I press it. So I want to talk about this. We all know that. Thank you, Mr. Jude, for laying the foundation. AI, I wanted to ask the question, will AI replace you? And then it got to my head like, AI is, they're training AI, machine learning, to know how to think like you. And you, on the other hand, is scared that AI will replace you. Do you understand this? AI is trying to learn what you know. You have so much intelligence in here, and what is bothering you is, will this thing replace me? So I want us to understand our place in this technology. Are you with me? So I'll be talking about few things. So this is, I'm not motivating you. I want you to know your place, that AI won't replace you. but somebody using AI will. And I'm not going to talk about this. Mr. Jude already explained what AI is, so I'm going to talk about a paradigm shift. So, yep, next. Next. Okay. So I want to shock you. When Mr. Jude was showing his speaker, you saw one beautiful, this AI movie that we used to watch there. So whenever you hear AI, all you see is all these people. Please, that's not all the AI that exists, okay? AI is not only that. I watch a lot of this movie, so AI is not those Avengers that will come and take over planet Earth. No, that's not AI. You're using AI already. The applications you use, Google Map, different applications you use. Grammarly, most of you here, Grammarly have been saving us on WhatsApp chats. You type one nonsense spelling, Grammarly will just put it in order. All those things are AI. So AI is already here. AI is seated right beside you. But you are confused because when ChatGPT came, you saw the great things that ChatGPT can do and you're like, how? Will AI replace me or not? But AI has been here. If you are using Spotify, you are using Siri, Google Map, Netflix recommendation. You go to Netflix, you watch this movie, and the next time you're coming to Netflix, you are seeing that kind of movie. So unlike me, I love to watch documentary. So whenever I watch one, Netflix keep recommending more like that. So they are studying you and personalizing your experience. That is an AI attribute. So now talk about, so AI has been a part of your life. This is not the one that will come. There's already AI there, so don't think about this. Whenever you hear AI, this can be scary, really. Don't think about this, okay? Please, don't think about this. So let's go next. So let's now think about the positive impact of AI on user experience. The fact that you are using an application now, like WhatsApp, Facebook, and other applications, is because when you come there, they understand you as a user and give you experience that you like. I'm all about users' experience. How you feel when you interface with an interface. How you feel when you use a website. How you feel when you use TikTok. How you feel when you use Facebook. So this is what AI have helped to improve the experience of applications. So number one is, I'm always trying to press next. More personalization, less customization. There's an application that when you use, they will tell you you can change. Customization is, I like, you knowing what you like, and once you go into the application, you are changing it. Okay, you are using the website, like all of you that like dark theme here. So you are going to email, you are changing the color to dark. You are going to this place, you are changing the font type, the font color, the theme of your phone. You are customizing your phone to have an experience that you like. So that when someone holds your phone, you say, this is mine. For everybody like having my own. So customization is mine. You are customizing it. But we are now in the era of personalization. Personalization is AI is studying you. Why do you think? There's a day I went to Facebook and I watched one lady that was crying. She lost someone. For some beautiful reason, I love the song they used. I opened my Facebook page the next morning. I was just seeing burials everywhere. I had to change it fast. I said, Facebook, please, not this early morning. So what happened? They were studying me. So most times, if you want somebody to buy you phone, girls, if you want him to buy you something, go to his phone and search all those things. Search it, keep searching it. So when he just comes to your phone, it's her birthday, what will I buy for her? It start popping up. You get it, right? You get it. Update. So anytime you want something, just search it. So Facebook will start thinking that, oh, this person wants this thing. So that's personalization. You did not tell them, but they are studying you. Customization is difficult. They'll tell you, when you click here, you change here. You click here, you change it. For personalization, just come using the app. They are watching you. They are seeing what you do. They are seeing what you click on. They are observing you. That is why they are bringing everything you want. They are holding your phone. It's like they are seeing everything you like. I love to swim. So once I go to TikTok, all I see is swimmers. I'm like, these people have understood. Maybe you should calm down. I know you have catch me. Do you understand? So that's what AI is helping you to do. So you should be thinking personalization as a designer, not just customization. So when someone tells you, I want to build an application, I want to do this thing, you should think, how can we personalize the experience? When you want to start a product, before they'll tell you a target audience. But a target audience could be 1,000 people. But the good thing about personalization is that your experience, your history, your family, everybody have different DNA. So all the experience and everything you are having make you a unique audience. So AI have understood this and can personalize your experience to even 1 million people, which is an advantage we should use. So AI can also enhance user experience. It's an implementation of virtual try-on. When I was studying this, many of you have bought something before, like glasses, for example. I love glasses. I wear glasses a lot. You bought this glass and I've bought one glass before. It was round, like round shaped. So me, I always use cat's glasses because of the shape of my face. I love cat's glasses. Then one day I said, let me try four-corner rectangle glass. I saw it on one beautiful girl's eyes. When I wore it on my face, like there was no matching at all. I just had to hold myself, okay? Now you have known what not to do. But I wasted my money, I wasted my resources. But now watching through using AI, if you want to try your glasses, example, if you go here now, wallbypackard.co, and you want to buy your glasses, I'm not doing any kind of advertisement for them because I don't even know them. I'm just telling you from my research here, please. So if you go there and you want to buy glasses, it's not being in Nigeria, so so if you want to buy the glasses, you can try it on. You put it there. Just in my house, when I was doing this, I just sat down like, okay, let's try it. I sat down, it got my face. I turned like this, it got the side. I said, wow. These are advantages of AI. So are you a designer and you're thinking of AI taking your job? Why don't you think of designing such kind of applications and meet with a AI kind of designer or developer and you build something like that? You see yourself standing out from the rest kind of persons that is scared of innovation. Do you get me? So if you go to, I think, Prada.com, that is for makeup, I think. So even shape, like fashion, there are some people that you can dress. You check if the dress fits you. The Prada, I think it's for lipstick and makeup. So if you don't know the colors of what you should put on your lips, you can, instead of buying and wasting your money, you can try it on and you will know if the color matches you. So these are important innovations. So as a designer, what should you think of? What kind of technology can I bring this virtual try on? What kind of thing can I build? Is it shoes? Is it wig? Maybe you know a wig vendor, you can build something like that for them. Is it, just think around it. This is me showing you there are endless possibilities in the space of AI. So Neuralink, if you study about this one actually got me happy. This is in the health sector. Some persons are blind. Some persons are dumb. Some persons can't move their hands, like they are paralyzed. They cannot do anything in their forearms. So what can AI do for them? Neuralink is a brand founded by Elon Musk, right? What do they do? With your eyes, you can operate your phone. You can operate your laptop. These are for people that are paralyzed. They can just sit on your chair, paralyzed with your hands and your leg, and you're using your eye to like, okay, open my phone, close my phone. With the use of AI, you just insert something in the person's brain and insert it in the computer. Though I don't think it's out there, I think it's still in trying phase. I don't know much about that. But looking at the possibility of, so people that are dumb, how many minutes more? One? Okay, people that are dumb, people that are deaf, so there is still possibility of these people experiencing life and technology the way we are seated right here. So that is a very good one, and I love that part. So what should you be thinking out? Please, can you go next for me? So the way forward. So now the new era, designers and user researchers and this is your way forward here. Designing with AI and designing for AI. Let me explain why. Next, again. I'm trying to be fast. So look at command-based interaction was what we were doing before. So I'm going to explain these two things. This, can you all hear me? It's kind of low. So can you hear me, please? Okay. So I'm going to be explaining. Did I really press this? Okay, I'm going to be explaining command-based interaction and intent-based interaction. So there's a diagram there. Please, can you help me? This thing is really not working well. You see a diagram. In the command-based interaction, you see a diagram. Please just put it for me when you see it. In command-based interaction, what happens is, if you want to design a tree, designers normally, you go to Photoshop, bring a hem. You if you want to design a tree, you go to Photoshop and bring all the things. Computer don't know what you want to do. You are bringing everything. Change it from color yellow to color green and all of that. Then your tree will come. You look at it, the tree is not fine. You continue editing till you get what is in your brain. But intent-based is you going to ChatGPT or Midjourney and said, I need a tree. So how you get that tree, I don't care. Give me a tree. So that is what AI is changing us to. So we are no longer command-based or commanding the computer, do this for me, do this for me. No, but we are at the other end telling computer, I need this. You show him your results and he gives you a command. So how does this affect the way you think? When someone is bringing an application called designers and user researchers, we are the first kind of key points in any technology development. We are doing the empathy, we are doing the research, we are doing the interview. So when you bring a solution to us, we try to check the ideas and understand, okay, well now since we understand the AI, can we think towards this end? People now come to social media. Time up. Okay, so in summary, when you come online, you don't want to do this, do that, do this, but what you want, you have the results in mind, and you're finding the AI that will find the results for you. So in summary, design with AI, and don't fight AI. AI, you are, please can you show me one, there's one last picture where where somebody have two hands, just put it for them to see. The last picture before my thank you, then I'm coming down from here. Next, here, go back. So AI still needs you. It's not complete, it's trying to learn how you think. So don't think AI is here to replace you. AI they don't reason. So AI still needs you. AI has limitations. And finally, stay on the driver's seat. Don't leave it for AI. No grief for anybody. Thank you so much.
Celebrate her one more time. Media, help me. All right. If you're in this hall and when she asks you to set what you want to use, please, I'm not speaking for 10 years now, help me. She said you should go to your brother's phone or your husband's phone or your boyfriend's phone and search for what you want, and you wrote it in your book. I will do it. Wave. Because I noticed some people were clapping when she says update. It's update. Newsflash, we heard it too. So when we see it, you said? Wise man. All right, are we having a good time? Are we having a good time? It's about to get bigger and better, all right? So stay tuned. One more speaker or a few more speakers will come rather before our next round of games. And we are already picking people from X. We have, I think, about 3 people already who are posting. I think we have more active people on X. We don't have Facebook people here. Or tech people are not Facebook people. You see, this is an update. It means that the demand for Facebook here is small. So if you post on Facebook, your chances of winning might be. I'll leave the rest for you. Media, if you're ready, we're ready.
Amani Kano is a senior front-end engineer with over half a decade of experience. As a tech advocate and career coach, he's committed to mentoring and empowering job seekers in the tech industry. Amani is the founder of vibrant tech communities like the Calabar Tech Community and DCADEV Alumni Network. He also established the Footprint Mentorship Program to guide individuals through their job search journey. A round of applause for Amani as he steps forward.
GDG Owerri. Hello, anybody see me? Okay, I want to start by one. Who is the front end here? A front end, can I see your hand up? Okay, my people is here. Okay, if you are a web developer, back end, front end, can I see your hand up? Okay, we are more. Okay, if you have one in your lifetime touched JavaScript, HTML, can I see your hands up? Oh, we are much. Okay, so I have my people in the house. So today I'll be talking on enhancing developer productivity with Google Chrome tools and AI. So a lot of us have been using this, and some of us don't really know how we can use this tool effectively to enhance our work. So I'll be talking on that. Okay, about me, the introduction video has done justice to this. So I'll just go straight to the last one. They call me the tech evangelist. I think every other one has been covered, and I love to mentor people, to tell people what tech is, invite people to tech. Okay, the next one. Okay, why developer productivity? Why does it even matter? So for developer productivity, why it matters is that if we increase developer productivity, we find out that we have faster delivery, and also quality of the work we do will be quality, and also it is essential for keeping up with tight deadline and also complex projects. Also, the key takeaway is that optimizing workflow leads to more time for innovation. Like all of us will know that once you are productive, you have more time to do other things. Also, intro to Google Chrome. Most of us have been using Google Chrome, but how do we really use this Google Chrome? And what is Google Chrome? So Google Chrome is a set of tools built into the Google Chrome browser, and it helps developers to do a lot of things. And one of them. So what is the purpose of Google Chrome? The purpose of Google Chrome is to help developers inspect, edit, debug, monitor, and do a lot of things on the browser. It helps developers to be more productive. Instead of you to find those bugs and everything on the code, you can see them on the browser and edit them, while you can inspect and edit them on the browser. So why do we use Google Chrome? One, to reduce debugging time. Two, to gain insights into performance bottleneck. And three, to optimize loading time and user experience. So the next one is this code. Mastering Google Dev tool can drastically enhance development and speed and efficiency. What are the key basics of Google Dev? The basic key Dev tool features. What are those features that are key? One of them is the element panel. In the element panel is used to quickly view HTML, CSS, and the structure of the CSS and edit on the fly. That's mean you can see the HTML, you can see the CSS and edit them on the fly. The next one is control panel. The control panel is used to execute JavaScript, log output, and debug error on the browser. The next one is to access, which is the source tree, is used to access your code file. You can set a breakpoint and debug line by line on your browser. The next one is the network tab. In the network tab, you can use it to analyze your requests, either your post request, get request, and all the requests that and also you can use it to check for fail requests and optimize your access load time. And the next one, the advanced feature of Google Dev Tool, we have the performance panel. In the performance panel, you can use it to analyze the loading time of your page. You can use it to identify the bottleneck and also optimize the rendering of your page. So if you can check it, you will see them. Okay, if you can check, you will see that the picture behind is the web page, and I cycle it red so that you can know the exact panel that we are. If you look at this performance panel, you see the performance of this particular web page there. Okay, the next one is the Lighthouse. Lighthouse is used to audit the performance of a page. You can use it for accessibility, SEO, and much more. So if you can see, like on this particular page, we have the accessibility 100 and the SEO is 100. So you can use it to audit your page to know how good is your page. So the next one, we have the memory. So in the memory, it's used to detect any leak memory and optimize resources management. The next one is application panel. In the application panel offers insights into various aspects of web application, including the storage, caching, and service worker. So you can do all this in the application panel. So we have some shortcuts for you to start using DevTools. You need to have a browser, and also there are some shortcuts that you need to master yourself with so that you can be productive with DevTools. So these are some of the DevTools. For example, if you want to open the Arrow 12, you get the same. Go to the interface of the DevTools. So these are the shortcuts that you can use to optimize your performance. Like you can use it to do work faster instead of you to be going to click one after the other. Okay, the next one. Okay, introduction to AI. We have a lot of speakers that spoke on AI. I don't think I should deal more on AI. So the next, what is AI? They have already told us the meaning of AI. Okay, why AI as an engineer? Why AI as an engineer? One, to boost productivity and efficiency, because it helps you to, number two is to automate repetitive tasks. And the next one is to personalization and improve user experience. Number four, it provides intelligent and suggestion and enhance your code quality and then the next one is it solves complex problem faster. So the time that you're supposed to take to solve this problem, you can give the AI to solve it. And if something can take you 1 hour, it can take AI some seconds to solve it. Some popular AI tools, we have seen so many of them, but these are some of them for developers. One of them is Gemini. All of us, has anyone used Gemini here? For code, okay, thank you. And then the next one is Kuso. I so much love this Kuso AI. Who has used Kuso AI? Okay, that's my guy. So try Kuso AI is an AI code editor. So if you are used to VS Code or any other code editor, you can have it inside the code editor. And there's another one, Codium. The one that is coming that is like super interesting is GitHub Spark. GitHub Spark will build an application with just use interacting with it. It's going to create it will create a database, connect it. As you are just interacting, you can change anything that you want to change from it. So the next one is GitHub Copilot. So as a developer, you should be confident with those tools. It will help you to be more productive. So in conclusion, mastering your dev tool can significantly boost your productivity. AI integration is becoming a game changer in modern web application. Combining these dev tools and AI is a superpower. I think that is the end. Do we have time for QA? Okay. So this is me. They call me the tech evangelist. Thank you.
Please, another round of applause for him. It's not easy. Okay, so a quick question for us. We've had 2 speakers, if I'm not mistaken, talk about AI, or 3. So what's the common AI tool you've ever used in your life? Don't lie. I know the answer, but I just want to verify. What's the common AI tool you've used? Shout it, shout it. You don't have to be shy. Me, I use it too. Shout it. Okay, thank you so much. A round of applause for everyone. So we'll be calling up our next speaker, Joy Amadikwa. Media, are you ready? Okay. Yeah.
Amadikwa Joy is a highly skilled software engineer with a passion for building innovative technology solutions. In addition to her technical expertise, Joy is also a dedicated community co-leader for Google Developer Community Owerri, Women Techmakers Ambassadors for Owerri Community, and also an advocate for gender diversity in the tech industry. She's committed to empowering and inspiring more women to pursue careers in technology, and has been actively involved in mentoring and coaching women in tech for several years.
A round of applause for Joy as she steps forward.
Hello, good everyone. Can you hear me? Why did I feel that you guys don't want to clap for me? Okay, that's cool. I don't have that height, but I can stand here and see anybody that clap, and those that will be getting the food today. Okay. All right. So I'm Amadikwa Joy N. A software engineer at Cora, where we do the magic, which will be going up soon. So I'll be talking about growing with the tech community. So I want it to be a bit interactive. I don't have time, but I just want to converse with you guys. When you hear growing with the community, what comes to mind? Please, can you answer this? Yeah, when you hear growing with community, what comes to mind? When you hear the word growing with community, tech community, what comes to your mind? Exactly. Please give me one match. Give her one match, I beg. So when you hear about growing with a tech community, it means interacting, collaborating, networking with people, right? A backstory. I graduated from Nekede, Imo State here, computer science precisely. So when I was schooling, I was that student that don't know basically why I'm in that school. I'm even studying computer science. After studying computer science, I'm going to open a cyber cafe to start cyber cafe business. I don't know there's any other thing in tech, right? Until I attended one event in Port Harcourt, where a ladies event to that matter. That was actually the first thing that changed my mind in tech, that opened my eyes in it, right? I attended that event with my friend here, Cynthia, one of the speakers. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you. So, we attended that event in Port Harcourt, and I got inspired. One thing that I do as a human being is, I always challenge myself that if this person can do something, like Joy, what is actually stopping you from doing that, right? So I haven't been in a tech event or know that something like tech exists in Imo State. right? Then I decided to bring up that event in my school at Nekede. Although I did a little bit of politics then, and I used it to contest the election, and I won and organized the event. So that's how I started, my tech journey started, right? I started doing it myself. I didn't wait for somebody to bring it down. I started by doing it, let's do it. Like people that volunteer, I told some of them that I had to drag some of them to speak last year, regardless, because I don't believe in, we have to wait for any big celebrity to come and talk to us when we can develop our own celebrity. The next network we are going to have is the person sitting next to you, right? Why not start now to build that? You may not be friends with any big celebrities that you're looking at there, but you'll be friends with your friend beside you, and both of you can be the celebrity that people look up to. Am I communicating? So that's what tech community does. Grow your network, get people. I met Kosi in a community, in tech community. I met Olivia, she's not here. I met Evangel, she's not here, from the tech community. You get, they were students of Kuto when we met from, but we've been there. I met Winner in tech community. I met I didn't tell you guys, hey, we have celebrity couple as our speaker today. Like, let's clap for them now. Like, they were in this community. They are in tech community.
Not growth. Yes, it is. So today you might feel like, oh, you're just a random and go. But I need you guys to take the whole networking thing serious. Did you hear me? Did you all hear me? Thank you so much. So we'll be calling up our next speaker. Media, are you ready? Winner Emeto is a technology specialist at Microsoft. His expertise focuses on data security, governance, compliance, and generative AI. Beyond his professional role, he actively volunteers as a data science mentor at Tech for Dev and a corporate mentor with the Global Mentorship Initiative, helping college students transition into their first jobs. He's also a dedicated community leader and mentor for aspiring developers. A round of applause for Winner as he steps forward.
Okay. We have swag now. Like the community have grown, right? If you agree with me, where is Joy? I remember the first event we had in Owerri. I don't think we were up to like 50, right? I'm surprised we can pull this weight now. I know I don't have time. I'm not here with any presentation. Here to just teach us something that is very, very practical, something that has worked for me, worked for my colleague, worked for everyone that I've worked with in the community. So, and what is that thing? You agree with me? And first of all, I'm here for two kind of people. So if you know you just started your tech journey, let's say roughly 3 months ago, can I see your hand up? 2-3 months ago. Okay, I'm here for you. I know you've been in this tech journey for like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Still, nothing to show for it. Can I see your hands up? Don't be shy. Practically, I can tell you, I can tell you, as of late 2019, I was practically living off of beans and gari, right? That was my meal, and I eat it once a day. So I'm not, you shouldn't be ashamed of that. Don't be afraid of your little beginning, right? And I'm here to show you or teach you something that is very practical, something that I beat my chest that if you do, and if you are consistent with it, and result I mean is you start getting gigs, start getting and all that. Between being consistent, right? Visibility, right? So, which means you can be consistent, but you won't succeed. Gone through the whole cycle, right? From design to front end to back end. I remember the first design banner that I designed for one of our events. Till today, ending, the business has not forgiven me about how I modeled his image on that particular banner. But what I'm trying to say is, I became consistent. I was not successful because I was not consistent and I was not creating visibility for myself. And I love what Joy has said about community, right? I became aware and conscious. I even need to start looking out for people to start liking your stuff. Just use this format I've shared with you, right? Because we all here do one or two things regarding our field every day, right? So that thing that you are doing, don't take it as a simple minor thing, right? Immediately you finish, before you close down your laptop, take 1 hour, think and reason about what you've learned today or what you've done. If you are already in the field, you are already practicing, you are not learning, think about what you've done, write something about it and put it out there. Thank you, everyone. This is what I came to share with you.
See how favor can escape you. He's not even here. Call his name again.
Is he using the restroom? He's looking for rest. Okay, I guess we'll come back to him. Oh, you're here. Did you find rest?
And I'm here, and I'll be delivering what was supposed to be Dixon's keynote. I'm happy to be here, and I just want to say, the organizers, thank you so much for putting this together. It's brilliant. Please, a round of applause for them. I lead global marketing and communication for Quora. And I'm a martial artist. I fight. I also play the guitar sometimes. You won't find me performing at open mic nights though, because that shit is scary. And today, I want to talk to you about stories and software and a framework for bringing ideas to life. My name is Benga Onolaja, and I'm so happy to be here. I know that I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to run through these slides very quickly. I'm going to start with a few stories. All right. Quick question. Why do we have mirrors inside elevators? Anyone? What? Okay, yes, there's somebody over there. For safety, aha. Just shout it out. Yes? Oh, that's a good one. Please give her the microphone.
So some people they feel like they're wasting their time.
Yeah.
Okay, when the elevator was first invented, there was no mirror. So people were like thinking that they're wasting time in the elevator. So they added mirror to distract people from thinking about time.
Yeah. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for her. Now, I wanted to trick you guys, so I left those things there. Can you see the things, the text on the screen? Improve visibility and safety. You know, make the space feel bigger to reduce claustrophobia. Claustrophobia is that feeling you get when you're in a tight space and you feel like, you know, you're hyperventilating and you can't breathe properly. All these things are second-order benefits of the mirror. The real problem, and I'm not going to over-index on what she has said, I think she captured it properly. That was the problem. I mean, that was the reason. The problem was that people said, oh, these elevators, they take too long. There are ways to have responded to the problem. They could build faster elevators, right? Very easy. Get the engineers in the room, like, give them enough money, solution will come out. But at the end of the day, they put a mirror inside the elevator, and the problem shifted from the elevator ride takes too long to I don't have enough time to apply my makeup. Now people wanted longer elevator rides, right? At least the ladies. Men don't care what they look like. Yeah, that's a lie. Men have a full, face. What do they call that thing now? Face care, what do they call it? Skincare. Yes, they have a full skincare thing now. Men used to go to war. Look at us now. The second story is about the UK rail system. People had the same complaints. The trains take too long. We want faster trains. We want them to come on time. They put all these engineers in the room and they came up with a solution. We are going to make what? We're going to make faster trains for the whole of London. Faster trains. It was going to cost the UK £10 billion to get faster trains. And then somebody else piped up in the room and said, look, the problem is uncertainty. The problem is that you don't know when your train is coming. And so they introduced these things on the right here. They call them dot matrix. And usually what they will show you is how long your train is taking before it arrives. If your train is on time, they will tell you. If your train is delayed, this dot matrix is going to tell you. And what happens again is that the problem changes. It changes from, oh my God, I'm going to be late for this meeting. I don't know how long I have to wait here. To when you see on the dot matrix that it's going to take 5 minutes for the train to get there, you can tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be late by 5 minutes. Okay, let me start cooking up the lie that I want to lie. Or better still, 5 minutes is not so bad. I can manage it. The problem was uncertainty, and this single idea of putting this dot matrix saved the Transport for London, which is the organization responsible for the rail system in London, saved them over £10 billion. Why am I telling this story? The reality did not change. Did we get faster elevators? There were no faster elevators. The trains didn't go any faster. As a matter of fact, at some point, how many of us drive here? How many of us drive cars, not trains? If you drive trains, it'll be really weird. Yeah. You realize that at some point, no matter how much you speed, you cannot save any more time. In fact, in newer cars, they are beginning to introduce something called paceometer. And that means you can go fast, but it will tell you how much you are actually saving by the speed that you are going on. In fact, quick game for you guys. If you're going above 80 kilometers an hour, 80 miles an hour, you're not saving any more time, you're just burning fuel. Right? So now that fuel is like 1080, 1080 naira. You guys are welcome. I just saved you some money, yeah? You're welcome. Clap for me now. This is why people don't give you game. It's the same reality, but different response. Why was that the case? Because people were telling themselves different stories. People were able to switch away from a particular story to get to a different story without necessarily inventing all that overhead into engineering. Now, I've listened to a lot of the speakers here, and I'm so inspired because that's why we're here. We're here to build. We're here to build. And there are so many tools that is making that easy, and we have to build. But my goal for the keynote is just to introduce something a bit softer that can maybe help us differentiate in a software market that is now almost indistinguishable. One of the earlier speakers, I think it was Amahi, I don't see him here anymore. He talked about a particular tool called GitHub Spark. And with GitHub Spark, you can use that intent-based command something. Ah, she's left too. Why are your speakers leaving? You know, the lady who talked about UX talked about that. You can write a line of text, natural language. You can put that into, you know, a chat box, and it's going to feed you back a bunch of code. What that means is that at some point, everybody is going to be able to build. That leaves us with two options. You have to be 10x better as a developer, or you have to bring something different. And at the end of the day, the thing that you have that nobody else does are your stories. Your very specific stories. See, your story, you in the back there with the black shirt, you, yes, your story is very different from you, red shirt with the really nice hair. You're living very, very different lives. Complicated, nuanced, rich, and beautiful. And when you take those stories, insert them into the things you're building, it makes a whole world of difference. In the 1960s, JFK, one of the better loved presidents of the United States, said, "We are going to put a man on the moon and land him back safely to Earth before the end of the decade." That's a story. And you know what that story did? It united people around a single mission. Every single person in the United States was united around that mission, to get a man to the moon and bring them safely back to Earth. That's what stories do. Stories unite us around a single mission. A lot of us are building here. The way to build, and I'm going to give you guys a game here. We think a lot of the times building is about spending 14 hours, 20 hours coding by yourself. Sometimes you have to be able to sell a good story to bring on board superstars that will build with you. You know the old story. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, come on, let me hear you guys. Go together. This is how you start, with a story. You have to have a compelling story and communicate it effectively as well. I should give a caveat now. I don't think I'm telling you anything that you don't already know. I don't think I'm going to tell you anything that you don't already know. A lot of the times, the purpose of events like this is really to remind us, get us back to just rediscover the magic that is already inside of us that we're aware of. So this is not a lecture, really. It's just a reminder. There's nothing here that you don't already know. So first idea, people unite around stories. Maya Angelou said, people are not going to remember what you said. They will not remember what you did. They probably will remember the shirt that you're wearing. But long after they've met you, they will remember how you made them feel. Today, you are going to remember how Winner made you feel. You are going to remember how Esther made you feel. You're going to remember how the individuals that you meet here in your one-to-one conversations, you remember how they made you feel. And the reason why is because of the stories that they share with you. And stories are not only spoken. Stories are also experienced in your clothes, in the tone of voice that you speak with, in the pacing of your voice, in this thing falling to the ground. I know it's funny, but for one of you, 10 months from now, when you think about today, this is what you remember. These are stories. Long after facts and figures, feelings remain. And that's why stories are important. I know you are asking me, I'm a developer now, like why should I think about stories? Stories is stickiness. We're all familiar with stickiness here. You want to build an app that people can use again and again and again, right? It comes through stories. It's not the quality of your code base. We've talked about it. Anybody can build right now. Can anybody build? Can everybody build at world-class level? No. I know Winner is looking at me like, what do you mean anybody can build? I spent 20 years getting the skill, right? But the difference is the baseline is no longer a baseline. It's so difficult to get entry-level developer roles now because anybody can just, put something in, in ChatGPT, get some code out, use the same ChatGPT to QA, to QA the code, and get something that works, right? Stories are important because they leave us with feelings. You're probably asking me, you're probably wondering, why is this guy dressed like this? He's a Gen Z. Why is he dressed like an old man? I was ready with my cargo shorts and cool Gen Z stuff. But wait, I'm coming here to talk about stories, right? Why am I not telling my own story? So I put this on. Do I look okay? Should I remove my cap? Story. It says I'm offline. I wanted to share with you guys regarding how stories can help us actually find the problem that people don't know that they have. Before the slide comes up, I'm just going to ask you 2 quick questions. Or just paint 2 vignettes. Before Henry Ford invented cars, what did people use to move around? Horses. That's true. And then Henry Ford made this quote, said, if you asked people what they wanted at that time, what would they have told you? Faster horses. People would say they wanted faster horses. Steve Jobs, we all know him. That was what they were saying on Twitter. But you know what people were saying on their WhatsApp group? My soup is in the fridge, man. To solve. I need my deco. Stories allow us to get a problem that people are really trying to solve. Thank you guys so much. So let's just go. Is this not working? Okay. Okay, perfect. To just go back more, more. That's good, perfect. NLC strike. Everybody, was striking. There was no lights. And people were complaining like, oh, no lights in hospitals. Meanwhile, they were worried about their egusi soup, their open salad that they kept in the fridge, right? So, stories is how we get into the stories, into the real problem that people are trying to solve. All right, moving on. Okay, next slide, please. Stories is also how we get to the market. What do I mean by this? They say build a better mousetrap and the world will beat the path to your house. What? Shout it, you're right. Without a user in the mix actually using it. Right? And that's why the story is important. How do you talk about the things that you've built, and how do you tell that story of what you've built so that it lasts the test of time? Now that we understand stories and how powerful they are, let's discuss a few frameworks. How can you get started right now? One of my most preferred framework, and what I've also done is to categorize them based on what you can do with them. If you're trying to articulate your problem, next slide please. If you're trying to articulate your problem, one of the best framework is the GWTB model. It is get, who, to, buy. I give an example here. We want to get developers who are frustrated about finding the right problem and the right team to build with, or developers who are scared that AI is going to take their jobs. We want to get them to start with storytelling, to see what impact their unique stories can have on the quality of things they build by introducing the power of storytelling and giving frameworks to get started. When I wanted to come up with this presentation, I used this, and it helped me get started. It's a useful framework for articulating the problem that you're trying to solve. If you're trying to build, if you're trying to listen to what, I've confused both of you. That's Winner there. Winner looks like you because in his picture there he didn't have hair. Now he has hair. Sorry. Now, when Winner was talking about writing articles, right? This is also a good way to start. If you want to write a piece, who is it for? What do you want them to do? How do you want them to get them to take? How do you want to get them to take that action? Right? Next slide. Prep, another useful model. This is for getting your ideas across. It stands for point, reason, example, point again. When you've articulated the problem that you're trying to solve, you need to get a team around you, right? To build with you. Please, if you don't take anything at all from this session, take this. Don't build alone. There is a reason why the most successful companies are companies with co-founders. That's because the downside of us having very unique stories is that the only person that feels the pain the same way that we feel it is who? Us. We are all very unique people. See, when your mom sat you down and said you're special, she wasn't lying. That's because you are. Say, I'm special. The downside of it is that if you are by yourself, building alone, you're going to miss a lot of important signal from the marketplace. So build together. And what is the way to get people to build together? You have to sell them the story. This is one good way to sell them the story. Make your point. I want to build, my time is coming up. Make your point, give the reason, give an example, make your point again. Okay? All right. Another framework is what, so what, now what. Very useful in recruiting a team. What? Hello, I'm a software engineer, I'm a targeter player, I'm parent of 20 plans. My name is Uche. That's your what. So what? I'm here at this conference to find some fun ways to incorporate stories into software. What now? What are you looking to learn today? Take a picture of this. As you go around today trying to connect with each other, try to use it as a template. It's so difficult to network sometimes. Steal this template. Get a team, get people behind your product. And finally, next slide please. Next slide. Nemawashi. I'm a karateka, I do martial arts, so, I engage lots of this Japanese concepts. And this is my favorite one yet, is the idea of building influence. When you build a team or when you're trying to get into the marketplace, one of the best ways to get people to buy into your idea, next slide, is to build consensus. Before you go to the marketplace, start with small groups. Get them behind you. By the time you go into the bigger marketplace, it's going to be, oh, look at all of these people who already agree with me. I'm going to give a final story, and then I'm going to get off the stage, right? SA is already looking at me like, this guy, I have my tomatoes here. A final story. Red Bull, when Red Bull was launching, how many of us know Red Bull, the energy drink? What they did was that they took like a ton of cans of Red Bull empty cans, and they put them in different waste bins across the city. Do you know what happened? Everyone goes to the bin and then they see a can of Red Bulls, like huge cans, like, what is this? And who are the people drinking this? It must be so good if this many people are drinking it. They're empty cans, by the way. And what happens? The next time people go to the market, to the stores, they see Red Bull and they go like, oh, this is probably good. A lot of people have been drinking it, right? Building influence, it doesn't just work with product. Mostly it works with people. If you work in executive roles, build consensus, get your work out. Now, just to recap, you will build great things. I have no doubt about it. You will build great things. As a matter of fact, we have built great things here. How many of us have seen this meme before? The modern infrastructure, all of that is supported by this tiny piece of block here. This piece of block is a random project that is being maintained by somebody in Owerri. Thanklessly, he's just doing it. And if that person were to stop maintaining it, the entire ecosystem will crash. It happens. The kind of things that we build will have the same impact on the world. It's just what it is, because we're so passionate. Right? Well, next slide. In conclusion, in closing, stories are ways to learn what people care about. They are ways to grow our influence. There are ways to connect. And I hope that in the midst of all this, you can go away with one idea that improves the impact that you make on the world, the impact that you make on Africa. Thank you, guys.
A round of applause for our speaker. Right. You kept saying we'll throw you tomatoes, but when we think of the price of tomatoes now, I don't think I'll throw you my tomatoes, sir. It's expensive, right? So I'll throw you my shoe instead. That one will. You said? But it has heavier weight. When it hits you, comport. There's a slap your mom gave you when you were younger. Until now, you've not repeated the action. Some of you are here. You learnt by the things you suffered. All right, so we will give some of our gifts again. The young man we called earlier is in the hall, Mr. Chinazum Joseph. If you're not here at this time, Messi won't find you.
He's a round of applause for him.
He's here. Come and collect your Christmas shirt. Stand there. Forgive me. I'm not from this part of the world, all right? We have Ogodo Chimbuzo.
Ogodo
Chimbuzo, yes. Is he here?
Are you here?
Sorry?
Okay,
Did I give you that shirt?
Okay.
No, give me. Wait, give me. Bring it. My song. Now take.
Christmas clothes.
Make sure you wear it though. It's for 2 years. My mom bought me size 28 when I was wearing 25. There are shoes in my house that I wore and my 2 siblings still wore them.
He's Ogodo.
Are you Ogodo? Jesus.
Why are you doing that shit like that?
That's how these give us just when we're small. They would do like this. How many of you remember? Alright, so we also have from Twitter, that's X, right? What do we have?
Yes, King of Web 3.
King of Web 3, and you're not a speaker today. What's the problem?
No, the backup story about him, right? He's actually very confident. He came up to me, I was like, I have a trend. People are following me. He was giving me statistics. Like, I was really confident. So
you're using SEO to woo this.
And he threatened me small, just a little bit small. But
no, people that look quiet like you are very, very jealous, have you? Bring that shirt. How do I give you the shirt now? With slap and threat. All right, thank you. All right, we also have Sonny Lenz from Facebook. Is he here?
Lenz here.
Run to the.
A round of applause for him.
Run to the stage. Okay, we have from LinkedIn Hector Osinachi.
Is he here?
You look like a son that would trouble me. I will not push this dress to next year. I can push it to next year. I might go to Dubai. And if I push it to next year, you come to Dubai to collect it. Congratulations, thank you.
So that's Hector. But
Mr. Hector, can we celebrate him before he goes? Amazing.
It's just guys.
Sorry?
It's just guys.
You know, meetings I've been to, ladies are actually the ones who are serious.
You people are posting.
You posted. Check X again. Where did you post?
I did not see it now.
On X. Maybe your exes are not allowing us to see.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm so sorry. I'm not like this. I'm not this.
Let's speak around.
All right, so we'll check again.
Check.
We'll check again. My son, wait for 3 years. All right, so we have. Thank you for now. Take my shirts back. The remaining children, I want to give to my daughters now. If you're my daughter, wave. Oh.
Even girls are
Go back. These girls are they're not wise. Over 50 of you. Don't you pity your mom? How can your mom give birth to 50 of you? To give away. Nobody's excited. 2,000. It's 2,000. Don't bring out your phone. Keep it inside. You have 3 pockets. The third one that is inside, keep it, lock it inside. Right, so I will not be calling out the airtime. That's cliche. We're past that level. We global, yeah? When I go to Britain, that's how I talk. All right, so the airtime will be displayed on the screen, and for each airtime you see, you have 10 seconds to impute the code.
Fastest finger.
So if you have an iPhone, you have an Android phone, this is a good time to keep it in your bag and bring out the legendary Nokia Touch. Are you in? You get it?
Did anyone get it? Yay!
Beautiful. Next. Oh, this is Airtel now.
Airtel
now.
When did they change to yellow?
Yesterday.
Okay. Did anybody get it? Did you get it?
This young man upstairs.
Did you get? Okay.
All right.
Next. Airtel again. This Airtel.
Do I have your permission to try? Nobody's giving me go ahead. Next.
Did anybody get this? Red.
Please find somebody and partner with them. They said we should build together, right?
Yes. If you want to go
build
far.
with somebody. Stop eating alone.
If you want to go far, go together.
Beautiful.
So, green.
Beautiful.
Green. Who has green? Okay. Final lap. Who got the last one? Did anyone get the last one? Sorry. Try again. Are we playing it? Okay. Another Airtel. Let's go.
Me. See the person you will beat. Beat him. You want to fight lion? No, I've not eaten yet. Right? Can we celebrate ourselves? Okay, so we'll be having a few more speakers, a lot more enlightenment to go around. Have you been having fun so far? Even though you did not win airtime, you've been having fun, right? Be happy for others now. So they say if God is doing it for your neighbor, is where? And we are still with you here, so chances are you'll win something before you leave, all right? So make sure you're learning, you're connecting with the person next to you, guy or lady, connect with someone, learn, connect, and grow.
So we'll be calling up our next speaker. Media, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Let's go. So she'll be taking us on a life cycle of a designer.
Right, just before the media does that, 1 second please, while they sort that out, right? So he was speaking about stories earlier, we remember, right? Do we remember? And I remember saying there's a slap you got from your parents that you never forgot up until now. Remember, right? Okay, so the first time I got a legendary knock from my dad was when I came second in class. My brother, I tried, but those were my primary school days. When I came into the university, where first and second doesn't matter. It became GP fight, right? So I had finished first. I went to FSP, by the way. Anybody went to FSP here? It seems the schools I go to, I'm the only person that goes to the school. Did you win airtime? No wonder. That energy is from bitterness, anger. Right, so I finished first all through my primary 1, primary 2, first. Then in primary 3, I met a wonderful human being. There's always one person in class that no matter how hard you try, this thing will top you. I don't know how they do it. So I finished second, I went home. Now then, my brother, the knock I received was powerful. I had headache for at least 2 days. I'm not exaggerating. So I went back as a dutiful child to read. Second term, guess what I finished with? Third. So going home was a problem. Because if what happened with second happened, that means with third, issues. So I went home, and ladies and gentlemen, another Chinedu Azubike, you might know, one of you might know him here, still beat me again, and I finished second. So they were calling me out as best student, and I was asking, how did you guys calculate this thing? If I'm overall best student in primary 3, how didn't I finish first once? And my people, I went back home, and I received what? Thank you. Next speaker, if you're ready, we're ready.
Addison Andrew is a mobile engineer with over 5 years of hands-on experience as a software engineer and is dedicated to delivering robust and scalable solutions to meet business needs. With over 4 years of experience as a mentor, Addison has been helping people grow locally and globally in the tech community. A round of applause for Addison as he steps forward.
Hello world everyone. Hello world everyone. Why is everywhere so cold? What's the problem? Are you guys hungry? Don't worry, there is enough food for you guys. I can believe joy on that. So thank you for having me on stage. My name is Anderson Ibe Andrew. I am a software engineer, but focuses more on the mobile aspect of engineering. So I'll be speaking on a topic which have to do with building a tech career with a specific industry target. You know, we are all skillful people in this building, but the problem is that most of us don't really have this tech career. But we are skillful. We have the skill, we have the talent, but we are just learning the skill without building a career out of the skill. So don't get me wrong, you might be making pay from whatever you are doing now, but do you really have a career in that thing you are doing? So this is what I'm here to explain better to you all. So, have you gotten something like this? Unfortunately. Have you gotten a lot of it? Do you know that there is a specific reason for this? That doesn't mean that you are not good. It doesn't mean that you don't have the skill. What happens is that you are not a perfect fit. Okay? So the tech world is much of a competition right now with having new people engaging into the tech industry. So if you are not being strategically enough, you might be finding it difficult. So what am I saying? Now, this is as a result of not building for a specific industry, your career for a specific industry. What am I trying to say? Why is it not moving? Okay. Building a tech career with a specific industry target involves a strategic approach to align your skill, experiences, and professional network with a chosen field of interest. This targeted career path allows individuals to gain a deep understanding of a particular industry, ensuring that their efforts, your efforts, that sleepless night, right, and investment yield optimal results and career satisfaction. So, look at this. This is my LinkedIn chart. So, what is this thing trying to say? This is a LinkedIn proof of work, right? So, I'm trying to say that I have built my career as a software engineer around the educational sector and e-commerce, which made me a co-founder of the company, and I'm wearing the t-shirt now. It's T-Seller, right? So, now, this is a proof trying to let you know that you need to build for a specific industry. Is it fintech? Is it healthcare? Is it agrotech? Whatever industry it is, you need to build towards an industry. You might pick a major and a minor, which I do. I have a major, which is the educational sector, and my minor is the e-commerce sector, right? So, let's proceed. Why focus on a specific industry? Advantage of targeted expertise, right? High demand for industry-specific tech skills, increased value and career growth potential. Now let me explain this in one summary. Assuming that you have 5 years of experience as a software engineer, but you have been working randomly, you don't really have a roadmap in an industry. And I have a 2 years or 3 years of experience as a software engineer building for the fintech industry. I applied to Paystack. You applied to Paystack. You all know Paystack, right? You are a 5 years of experience engineer, like you have more experience than me, right? And I have 3 years of experience. Solidity for the fintech industry. And now, we applied for the same role. Do you know that your years of experience might not supersede my own years of experience? As a lower years of experience with 3 years. This is kind of logical now, right? Are you following me? Now, imagine we go for this interview and they are interviewing us. You might be answering the question generally. But if I want to answer this question, I will be specific. I'll be using the fintech terminologies to answer these questions. Have you seen that I am more value than you that have 5 years of experience? Right? This is what building for a specific industry, your career, learning to a specific industry can help for you. Now, that happens when, like this I am, if I apply for a job in a fintech space, industry, I get a lot of unfortunately. But when I apply for a job in an educational sector, I land myself an interview. You've seen the difference, right? Because I have a portfolio targeted in the educational sector, because I have solved a lot of problems in the educational sector, writing codes, and I understand how the industry works. So let's proceed. So understanding the tech demand of your choosing industry. Now this is what you are going to do of work. Understanding the tech demand of a choosing industry. Research essential skills and technology. Explore the common challenges and pain points in that industry. Identify key players and their tech stack in that industry. See these 3 points? These are the key. So there is one I'm very familiar with, which is exploring the common challenge and pain points in that industry. If you have been building for a specific industry, you need to understand what is the problem of this industry. Then, when you are being interviewed, you sound with confidence. Your confidence level is very high. You sound intellectual. Okay? So, let's proceed. Build your tech skills strategically. Learn industry-specific technologies and tools. Get certified in niche skills, healthcare tech, fintech, security. Work in real-world projects to demonstrate your expertise. Did we skip? I want to understand. No, we didn't. That's good. So, now, each industry have a tech which they are highly influenced with. Each industry have a programming language which they are highly influenced with. Right? Try to understand that industry. Know what skill can scale better in that industry. Know what to learn. Stop learning randomly. Stop it, because you might have a very long way to go. That is why you see some people, they start tech in the space of 1 or 2 years. They are making some, they are there, but some of you might start 5 years, but you are not there. That's just the simple truth. You are a fintech designer, but you have never attended any financial conference before in your life. What are you doing? Yeah, who are you fooling? You are targeting in the educational space, but you've never attended any educational conference, be it locally or internationally. You haven't. You see that you're limiting yourself in some stuff. This is where you meet people, founders, builders, and pitch them that, see, I am this person, I can do this, I can do that. You have that close connection with them in that specific industry which you are building on. Let's proceed. Okay, this is a very interesting one. Start small, aim big. Look for internship or entry-level roles in the industry. Everything should not be all about a paycheck. Okay? Work on freelance projects or side gigs to build a portfolio on that industry. Volunteer or collaborate on industry-specific open source projects. Are you a designer? You can contribute to open source. Are you a software developer, a coder? You can contribute to open source. Are you a writer? You can contribute to open source. Are you a community manager? You can contribute to open source. How many minutes do I have left, sir? Sorry? It's up? Okay, I'm rounding up already. So, anything you are doing, you can contribute to open source. If you understood what open source is, can you wave? Do you? Open source, should I explain what this thing means? Okay, thank you. Open source is basically a community of people building for people to use for free. You are not building to be paid. You are building to make the community a better place. For people to use your work to solve their problem. That is what open source is all about. In a layman term. Okay? Thank you. So, strategy.
Put your hand down. Simon says, raise your hand up. Simon says, put your hand down. Simon says, raise your hand up. Put your hand down. Oh yeah, sit down. Everybody on this road, just sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down, sit down. Oh yeah, Simon says, sit down. You're out of the game. Just everybody here, sit down. Oh yeah, relax, relax, relax. Relax, 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 relax. Oh yeah, stand, 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 stand. Simon says you're still in the game. Are you calm now? Alright. Simon says jump. Simon says jump again. Simon says jump again. Oh yeah, sit down, we've had enough. All right, Simon. So something happened. He had an issue with his laptop, right? And we had to get him a new laptop. So we did. And how many of you are doing something that doesn't make you money? That is why the group of software that we call developer productivity tools are very useful. Daytona is an open source developer productivity tool. And who can guess what Daytona does? Who said that? What's your name, sir? Kingsley. You say it again, say it louder, let me hear you. He's correct. He's right. Round of applause for him. So, you see that story I told about David, right? Sometimes setting up your development environment can be a pain. I'm serious. It can, sometimes should take maybe like 15, 30 minutes. You could end up doing it for a week. And it's not because you don't know what to do. Sometimes it could be the fault of the Mumu dev that went to build the repository with very funny packages installed that are not compatible with what you're using locally, right? So that's the thing. So sometimes when you meet some very funny code bases, it can take you a long time to set it up locally. Now to simplify what Daytona does, I was very afraid that this will happen. This thing is not working. What? Are you serious? I could have sworn that everyone was doing like this. Okay, hold on. Which direction? I should come closer, like this. Patch this thing. Okay, so the point is, with Daytona, okay, what's going on? Alright, so this is it, right? So Daytona helps you to manage development environments. It allows you to set them up very quickly. So that same story I just told, if we were using Daytona within our team, it would never happen. What Daytona does more technically is it builds an abstraction layer on the tool called Docker. Do we know Docker? That yes is not very convincing. Do we know Docker? Do we know Docker? What is Docker? Yes, you said yes. Round of applause for her. You know, I like answers that are simple, that don't stress. Yes, Docker is a containerization tool, very simple. But it takes you a while to learn how to use Docker, correct? You know, I suggested using Docker to solve some of these issues once I knew that David had this challenge, right? But the other team lead that was there was like, when he saw the documentation, he was like, oh, this thing, it's a lot, right? So, that is the giant complexities of managing your dev environment. And this is the kick, whether locally or remote. So if you want to set up a remote environment, maybe on an EC2 instance, whose phone is ringing, that person is going to dance for us for like 30 seconds. Why does this always happen? Whenever I mention the word dance, the phone goes off. Maybe you want to secure 10 million naira contract, but because of dance now, you don't cut the call. It's all good. But do we get it? Do we get what Daytona does? Do we? All right. So let me quickly, just give me like 2 minutes, please, because I used 5 minutes to play. So now we're actually getting to the meat of the discussion. 2 minutes. Now, there is a Slack group, because there's a lot about Daytona. We can't condense it into 10 minutes, right? So, do we have this still? Do we have this still? Good. How many of us have GitHub accounts? If you don't have a GitHub account, I feel so sad though. But how many of us have GitHub accounts for real? Let's raise our hand. Good. Now, if you have a GitHub account, what I want you to do very quickly is take that card and scan this QR code. The one that says star repo on GitHub. Once you do that, we are going to give you what? This keychain. Do we like it? You don't need. You said you've done it. So if you start the repository, go get this keychain. Now on the other side of this is a Slack group, right? If you go to that Slack group, you will find, we are talking about networking here, right? Good. So the founders of Daytona are there. They are waiting to connect with you, hear all your brilliant ideas.
Pounds, in shillings, in rands, and various other currencies. We are backed up with good security. We have a good fraud monitoring tool to ensure that no fraudulent transactions go through. We are trying to bring a lot of the SMEs on board to ensure, because what happens today is that people are collecting through normal POSs, transfers and all that. What AlertPay gives you is ability for a new market, an additional income stream. We're not saying stop what you're doing, we're saying add this to what you're doing. You'll be surprised how many customers can come to you through this medium. So if people find it seamless from their offices location to buy goods and services on AlertPay, that's what we want.
A round of applause one more time. Thank you.
Devfest Owerri. How's everybody doing? Please give a round of applause for yourselves. I can see a lot of young people here. It really gives me hope for the future of Nigeria and also for the future of tech in Nigeria. When we came in first, I saw a lot of young people. I was like, what is going on? Is it the choir practice that we're doing here or what? But speaking to people, I noticed that there are a lot of business-minded people here, a lot of developers here, a lot of just a lot of people that have a lot of ideas to improve themselves and also build businesses. That gave me a lot of hope for the future, as I said before. So what AlertPay is basically just something to empower your business. I know we are all developers, we are all designers, but let's not take away from the fact that we are also businessmen and businesswomen. Because even though we are building applications, we are designing for our clients, we're also going to be collecting payments for those works that we are doing for our clients. So that makes us businessmen and businesswomen. And that's where AlertPay comes in. It's just for you to be able to collect money from your clients after you have done your work. But definitely, if you are building a website for your clients, you're not going to do it for free. You need something to be able to collect money from your clients for the work that you have done. That's where AlertPay comes in. So, next slide. So that's, as I said before, it's just a payment solution to empower your business and also empower developers. So basically, AlertPay is just a payment gateway that allows you to collect money from your clients through different means. We allow payment via transfers, via cards, and also other payment methods. So next slide. So why should you use AlertPay? Because there are many people have come up here to advertise their products, and also there are also many payment gateways on the market today. So why should you, as a developer, use AlertPay? So the first reason why you should use AlertPay is our pricing. So AlertPay is actually by Wema Bank. It's actually developed by Wema Bank. So we have direct connections to the card schemes, and we have direct connections to other banks. So we don't add a markup to our pricing. I know some of us we are familiar with Paystack and Flutterwave. We know that most of them, they have integration with the banks for their settlement and also for APIs and plugins. And most of them come to us, Wema Bank, for their services. And when we offer those partners services, we also add our own fees on top of it. So when you're coming to AlertPay directly, you have direct connection to the banks and also to the card schemes, that's MasterCard, Visa, and other platforms. So if you're coming to AlertPay, we are just giving you the basic pricing. We're not adding our extra fees to it. So first one is a fast and easy integration flow. So as developers, you know that when you connect to a payment gateway, you have to do web checkout integration or APIs. So AlertPay's plugins are very easy to integrate and to connect to. There's no long integration method. You don't have to do different things. Just plug and play. Just add the web checkout to your script and host it. So it's very easy to work around. Because I know everybody likes easy things. So AlertPay is very easy to integrate. So another thing, as I said before, best pricing in the industry. So AlertPay has the best pricing. I wish I could even show the pricing here, so you can compare it with other payment gateways. But let me just give a brief about our pricing. for cards, we collect 1.2%. I don't know how many of us are familiar with pricing for other payment gateways, but if you are familiar, you know that's like the best pricing in the industry right now. And our documentation is very easy to integrate and all. And we also have a very dedicated customer support and developer support also. Because you know that you're going to be integrating these payment gateways to your partner's website or also to yourself. So we have a dedicated support group that you can also speak to, and we're always ready to support you. So next, let's not focus on this slide. Okay, one of our key features is that we have a dedicated dashboard for you to see all the money you have collected from your customers. And you can also see like an holistic view of everything you have collected and see, so you can analyze your business and see how your business is performing. I don't like how everybody's looking so dull, everybody's looking so... But let's move forward. So another thing is our flexible payment options. As I said before, we have different options that you can use to collect money. So we have card payments, transfers. Let's just skip past this. It's just talk. Next slide, please, next slide. So our advanced features, okay, stay here. So we have advanced features that just separate us from other payment gateways in the industry. So like now, our stock fund management. So can you go to that website I shared, the one for the store? God first. Okay. I said before, we allow unregistered and registered businesses. So let's say you sell clothes or you sell bags or you sell shoes. I even spoke to some people here, they sell like shoes, bags. So you can just come to AlertPay, you can upload your products. And when you upload your products, we give you a website that you can share to your customers. So they can come here, they can see all your products that you are selling, and they can order from here, and it goes to their cart and they can check out. They don't need to call you that Alpha, send your account number, or so from here now they can even shop, even when you are sleeping, they can shop here and you get a notification in your email that somebody has ordered from you. Then you ship it to the person that ordered from you. So it's like a mini Jumia, Konga, something in your pocket that you can use to collect money from your customers and also collect orders from payments and all. So we can go back to the slide. So this is basically one of our major feature, the storefront feature, because we know that even if you don't have a website, you still need like an online presence for you to collect money from your customers and also to advertise your goods. So that's where the storefront comes in. And the next one is SoftPOS. That's like a mobile POS. You know that most businesses they use like that normal POS terminals. So what we are building now for AlertPay is like a POS on your phone. So instead of having to pay for that big POS machine, you can just take your phone and take your customer's card and tap it behind your phone, and the customer gets debited instead of having that big POS machine. So it's like a mobile POS machine that you can use to collect money from your customers, and also static accounts. So when you sign up for AlertPay, an account is generated for you that you can send to your customers to collect funds, and whatever funds you collect from your customers goes into that dashboard. So just skip. So it's designed with developers in mind. I know we are all back-end and front-end engineers. We need something very simple that you can easily plug into your client's website, so they can easily collect payments. So that's why AlertPay was developed, something that's easy for developers, something that's easy for you to just integrate quick, nothing too strenuous, so that you have to look through various codes and documentations to integrate. So that's where AlertPay comes in. So move forward, please. Next. Okay, detailed reporting. So we have a comprehensive dashboard that you can use to analyze your transactions. This is what I'm speaking on. So this is one of our main features. So you can see there's a dashboard where you can see what your business has done. You can see your all-time earnings. You can see money you have received today, number of your customers, total number of transactions. So this just gives you like an analytics that you can use to see how your business is performing. So you can see money you have received. You can see what you have received today, your customers, and your total number of transactions. So this AlertPay is not just for big businesses, not just for online sites. It's also for you. It's also for you that sell bags, that sell spoons. Anybody that just has a business that wants to collect payments. So that's where AlertPay comes in. So let's move forward. So seamless global reach. I know we are here in Owerri now. You might have customers in Lagos, in China, in Ghana. So AlertPay is not just a local payment collection platform. You can collect payments from anywhere in the world. So it supports multiple currencies. You can collect in Naira, USD, Yen, any currency in the world, any currency you want to collect in. So move forward. So next slide, you see a QR code for you to join our Slack community. So let's all just bring out our phones and let's scan the QR code so you can join our Slack community. So let's bring out our phones to scan the QR code. So in this Slack community, you meet us with the technical support so we can support
innovative AI solutions for the solar energy sector. Esther is also part of the team building ULAND, a platform that showcases digital product interfaces from Africa and beyond. Alongside her work, she mentors aspiring designers and volunteers within various tech communities. Her insatiable curiosity has fueled her journey through graphics, product design, no-code development, and beyond. A round of applause for Esther as she steps forward.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Omar. I am a product designer and I'm here for the designers today. So if you're a designer, I'll be really quick, so pay attention. A little intro. I've worked in the design industry for over 4 years, professionally. And I've been able to startups raise a lot of money, talking millions of dollars. And I love to mentor and volunteer with tech communities. That's about it. Let's get started. So in this session, we're going to really summarize. I won't be going into the details. I have 10 minutes. We'll talk about how you get into the fundamentals, building skills, breaking into the industry, how you grow and evolve, and some of the challenges that you come across in the process. So having been a designer who has gone through this journey, right? I'm going to be walking you through the typical journey of a designer. So if you're looking to get started or maybe already in the industry, this is your chance to understand what it's like. So in learning the fundamentals, every industry requires you to learn the basics, right? You have to understand the basic fundamentals that make up whatever you learn. Even in fashion, there are theories, there are laws and principles that back it up. So you want to start with learning the fundamentals, and in learning these fundamentals, you can also can do that through YouTube courses, YouTube tutorials, normal search, even with ChatGPT, right? Because I use ChatGPT a lot. You want to look into the fundamentals because if you skip the fundamental, you're going to find it hard to actually understand why design decisions are made, right? And the first things first, understand the fundamentals. Please guys, let's keep it down. Start with understanding the fundamentals. And every designer at every stage, right, usually finds themselves playing around different niches in the industry, right? So it's okay for you to actually try to understand the different areas in design, like icons, brand, animation, before you actually jump into it, because you might jump into products and realize that you're not into all that strategy stuff. You just want to draw and make things look beautiful, and that's totally okay, right? So you want to also experiment and explore, and then when you finally pick a niche, you get into building skills, right? Building skills and a portfolio is the second stage in this journey. First things first, you want to consume resources. You want to consume resources on your chosen niche, right? You start with the learning process. Learn the processes. You keep practicing. If you've chosen this niche, you start learning the tools, right? The tools that you need to get on with it. So for designers, I usually recommend working on a complex projects, right? When you've gotten to a certain level of confidence, you know that, okay, I think I've learned this. You want to start working on projects, right? You work on a complex variety. If you're doing product design, don't just focus on mobile apps. You want to work on web apps, desktop apps. You want to work on the complex stuff, right? Because it's going to help you think better. It's going to help you learn problem solving. And in this, you want to also look into freelance projects. You want to volunteer for projects. You want to seek internship opportunities, because at this stage, you're trying to build, you're trying to build up your experience. You're trying to build up your skills, right? And in doing this, you need projects. You need projects to show for it, because, I mean, that's what you have in your portfolio. So portfolios and case studies, if after learning your skill, after working on your project, you want to be able to showcase this. So as a designer, the portfolio and the case study is how you do this, right? So many of us find it hard because we tend to get it wrong, writing case studies, building portfolios. I'm not here to talk about that now, but key things to note are you want 3 to 4 solid case studies, right, as the minimum, with a variety of projects, like I mentioned, except you want to only work in a specific niche, maybe as a mobile app designer, then you won't have only mobile apps. But it's important for you to work on a variety of projects, and case studies should tell stories. So many newbies tend to get it wrong. You see templated ways that other people do it, and you just want to copy. But the case studies that stand out are the case studies that tell stories effectively. Like we've heard a lot about storytelling, right? So you want to research. I'm not here to tell you how to do it, but you have to research. See how you infuse storytelling into your case studies, right? And I recommend tools like Notion and Disha for newbies, like for new designers, Dribble, Behance to give you visibility. But if you've gotten to that advanced level, you want to take it up a notch, try things like Webflow, Framer, because that actually gives you more leverage to be creative and show your personality more. So after building skills, building a portfolio, this is usually the toughest part, breaking into the industry. How do you convince this person that you can do this? How do you start making money? Which is mostly the reason why we get into this tech skills, right? Why we get to learn these tech skills. 2 things I'm going to highlight is in networking and job hunting, right? So in networking, I usually recommend communities, community events. You've heard this a lot, not to be questioned. It is where you meet people. It is where you connect with people. Starting out, I wouldn't have had an idea even what design was about, right? I came into design through communities. I built a network, I know so many people in networks that has referred me, right? That has referred me to opportunities. So you want to network with people, right? If you're looking to break into the industry effectively, seek mentorship, reach out to people you admire. I mean, you're going to get rejections a lot, but it's fine. Develop an online presence, be visible. We've heard a lot about visibility. I'm a very introverted person, but visibility has building my online presence was the deal breaker for me. Going to design, nobody to give me a chance. I just started posting my work. I put my work everywhere. So I started getting back-to-back clients. I mean, it doesn't happen immediately. It's a process, right? But you have to actually keep it in mind that sharing your work takes you a long way, right? In breaking into the industry, I met a lot of people. It's something for you to keep in mind. And in the second phase of breaking into the industry is no longer connections. Now you need opportunities. You want opportunities to pay you. From building a portfolio, you need to craft a good resume. Get people to review it, right? You feel like this is what you can do. Get people to review your resume. You have to apply to also as many jobs as possible. I think this is usually the hardest part because a lot of people reach out to me. I can't get offers. You have to not let it discourage you. Applications is a game of numbers, right? It's not about how good your applications is. You want to get it to as many companies as possible. So apply to as many jobs and prepare for your design interviews. That means you research the company and you practice and practice and practice for your interviews. And apart from like the normal full-time job hunting, you can use things like Upwork, right? I made like a few $1,000s on Upwork, even though it's not my favorite. You can use things like Upwork. You can freelance. You can send cold emails to founders. You can ask referrals. You can like keep posting your work, right? These are like some of the things that you can do to actually get opportunities. Like it's not rocket science. It's the consistency you put into it that actually gets you the opportunity. So you've built the skills, you've gotten the experience. It's now time for you to like start growing, evolving. I usually recommend to designers, no matter how good you think you are, you want to keep growing, you want to keep learning, right? That's like a superpower, because the more you learn, the more you grow. You need to take feedback seriously. In your design skills, you need to take feedback seriously. Learn to give constructive feedback, right? It helps your critical thinking abilities. It helps you. Sorry, this is rolling off. Don't wait for formal reviews. Ask for input from colleagues. And you're going to face challenges, right? There's no industry that doesn't have challenges. In your journey, you're going to have a lot of challenges. You're going to burn out. You're going to work in toxic places. I'm not wishing it on anyone, but like 4 out of 5 of us may have experienced it. So it's important to understand that it's part of the process, and you want to learn to handle the criticism. You want to learn to adapt to new tools and trends. And finally, in your journey, you get to a certain level, you just want to either diversify or specialize, and you start finding yourself in leadership or mentorship roles. Like in my current role, I get to like lead the design team, right? It's a process. It's a process that you go through from newbie. It could take you typically a year. It could take you typically 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But that's up to you. I'm rounding off, please. Okay. Okay, I think I just want to highlight this. I just want to answer a few questions, because this is the most common questions I get on my LinkedIn DMs every day, right? So the potential earning capacity of a designer. As an intern, depending on where you work, depending on the company, you can find yourself earning around 50 to like 150K. Junior designer, I'm talking about Nigerian companies, because I mean, foreign companies is a different ball game, right? You can find yourself earning around 300 to like 600 as a mid-level. That's when you're around 2-3 years experience. And as a senior designer, you can be earning around 600,000 to like over $1 million. So it's up to you how you. So what are the chances I can get a job after 6 months? The chances are up to you, because the way you learn is different from the way another person learns. The more time you can put into it, the faster you can get things going. If you can't pay for a course, there are free courses on YouTube. You just need to get a structure, get it down. And design is not oversaturated. It's like the most common phrase on Twitter. Design is not oversaturated. You just need to like really get your game up. You just need to like really learn it effectively. Okay, I think I'm going to end it there, but I hope I've made sense to you all. Thank you.
If your hands are not too busy, I know they are busy, but please clap more. Thank you. So we have our last and final speaker coming up on stage. Media. Media, are you ready? David is a passionate software engineer and an AI enthusiast driven to create technology that empowers and benefits society. Growing up in Lagos, Nigeria, he developed a keen interest in using technology to address real-world challenges, particularly in accessibility and inclusivity, using computer vision. He
His current research aims to develop AI systems that can interpret visual information from the real world and translate it into accessible formats for people with visual impairments. A round of applause for David as he steps forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Can we hear me? All right, so I have a couple of things to say, and I'd like us to pay attention. I have less than 10 minutes, okay? So my name is Ikenjoku David. I'm a machine learning research engineer. Everybody has come and has talked about artificial intelligence. People have said AI will take your job. People have said AI will not take your job. Whatever the argument is, eventually I'm an AI engineer. All right? So a couple of things that I have to say. The question I have to ask today is very simple. Is artificial intelligence a white man? Someone said no. All right, cool. Okay, so is artificial intelligence a white man? I've been in the software engineering system since 2016, and recently I've been doing a lot of research on computer vision. Why? Because we want a world where people who have visual impairments can move around, and your glasses explain to you what is going on around you, right? So you can walk around, you can have communication like usual, even though you can't see. That's my area of research. And during the course of my research, I found that some people have complained over time that when they are doing visual projects where a computer can recognize your face, it does not pick your face because you are black. So if we have a white person on stage, it picks their face. If we have a Chinese person within the frame, it picks their face. If we come to you, who is black, like myself, it does not pick your face. And so the question is, why? Right? So I came to these two websites. One is run by OpenAI, and I started to do my own research. And I'll show you what I have. First of all, what is artificial intelligence? We know what it is already, right? Computers learning, understanding, speaking, listening like humans do. Make sense? And then we use this for facial recognition, employment, etc. Machines learn with data, right? So we give computers data, they take that data, they study the patterns. Computers are like children. When you have a child, that child has to go to school. You pass down what you know to that child, and that child understands. Can anybody hear me? What I'm saying, does it make sense? All right, cool. Oh, okay. All right, so that's how machines learn. And so
don't want systems where you apply for a job and there's some AI bot that screen applications and it gets to your top, and because you're applying from Nigeria, it automatically crosses it off. These are the types of problems that we aim to address when it comes to fairness in machine learning. Can we still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can we still hear me? Does it make sense? Yes. Alright, so these are the types of issues that we try to address when we talk about fairness in machine learning. So statistics currently show, and I was going to show on the slide, right? But statistics currently show that about 65% of the AI workforce, the whole world over, is run by white males. And what does this mean? It means that white males are the people that are gathering this data. When they gather the data, white males too vet the data. So where is your voice heard? How do you explain to somebody that you're not suffering in Africa when other people outside don't see it? That's what we talk about when we talk about fairness in machine learning, right? And there's a lot of ways that these things can be addressed. The first thing that I would like to suggest is when you go back home today, or when you go back to whatever you do, and you're using many generative AI models, well, writing your code, doing whatever research you do, when you come across models that offer some sort of bias in whatever way it is, right? Whether you're generating images, or you're generating voices, or you're generating visuals, when you see this bias and they exist in data that you're working with, the first thing that you want to do is to report that bias to the developer so that they can have it in mind and address it, right? The next thing that you want to do is try and be involved in how data is presented. If it's possible, grow your own data sets. Nigerians can grow their models. We grow our own models every day. That's what we do in AI. We develop models that can make predictions, right? So you can generate your own models and try to make sure that the models that you work with have data that is trained on as robust data sets as possible, so that everybody is included in what you do. Then finally, this is really important. I want to paint a picture here. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
So the year is 2048. We are old now, yeah? And because of all the noise we've been making about SARS, the Nigerian government comes up and says, we are not going to do human police anymore. We are going to use robots. Right? Why? Because we believe that robots should be perfect to some sense. Does that make sense? So if we are not fair and if we don't watch what we do with our data, we will get to the point sometime in 2048 when you're traveling on the road and the robot will stop you because you locked your head. Why? Because the data set that was trained on has made it to believe that when you lock your head, when you have your tattoos, you fit a certain category and should be treated as smoking, right? And these are the types of things that we want to avoid by improving fairness
Hello.
Are you a speaker?
You are like AI. Okay, the AI.
Hello? Can we all hear me? Can we hear me? You can hear me, right? You're saying no, but you're hearing me. Can you hear me? Why are you guys like this? So here's what we will do, okay? We need to have absolute silence in the hall so we can invite the panelists one after the other to talk to you guys. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
If we're silent, we'll hear them.
Yes.
So we can wrap this up. I know we are feeling tired. It's hot rice, hot weather. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. But let's be silent for about 15 minutes. Okay? 15 minutes, and then we'll get this done, please.
Yeah.
Is that okay with us?
Is that okay with us?
Please,
Okay, so
thank you so much.
everybody, please, just maintain silence, please, so that we can hear us and we can hear what we have to say, please. Okay? Thank you.
All right, my name is Devfest Owerri. I'm a software engineer and the CTO at Paperless, right? So the question I was asked was how important it is to build a skill before building a brand. I know we don't have luxury of time right now, but let me say this. Why do we all think you have to start school from elementary? Why can't you start from the higher institution and come to the elementary? Why do we have to start everything from when we give birth to a baby? We take a different step before the baby starts working and start becoming things in life. So, almost all the session that I've taken place here today has say one or two things about building a skill. So, if you are not focusing on building the skill, definitely when you are building the brand might definitely find them in the hollow because there's no skill to back it up. When you're building a skill, you are not. Many of us here might have the experience that when we are as a community, you know one or two people that when they ask for who is a mobile there, I have a job. You have 2 or 3 people in your head that you can mention, oh, this person can do it. Why? Because you have seen those people expertising what they know and their skills, not their brand. Whereas, you know some people, you know what they do because they tell you they do it. You have never seen them practicing it. So in that scenario, you weigh the 2 options together. When you get an opportunity to give to anybody, you definitely have to give to somebody you have seen do 1 or 2 things that you have known this person has built this and that. And when you talk about the advantages of building a skill before building a brand, when you have this skill, you make it stand out in the industry, right? When they want to hire anybody, these days, they don't hire based on your CV. You can write whatever you like on your CV. I remember when we were doing the recruitment in our organization, many people from the CV, And I only ask some of them few questions to demonstrate what they do. What is received is none of my business. So if you have a very strong skill, it will make you stand out in the industry, it gives you a better opportunity, it gives you a better connection, it gives you, make you relevant in whatever you do. Even from my own personal experience, I've gotten a lot of connections, a lot of business from people because what I know, not because of the brand that I work with or not because of the brand that I found. So, what the long story short, it is very important to build a skill before building a brand, because we see these days, a lot of people go out there, because everybody wants to be a CEO, everybody wants to be a founder, and which is killing is this. At the end of the day, if you don't have the skill, you won't be able to stand the test of time when the challenges come. Just like when you don't have programming knowledge, you build a program, you build a product with AI. When the problem happens, you don't know how to fix it. So it's always important to build a skill before building a brand.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jamie. Okay, so according to him, he's saying that what you can do, your skills is what takes you far, right? Even if you have a strong brand online, it's always going to matter what you can do. A round of applause for him again, please. Thank you. So, the next person on my list is Johnson. Yeah. Okay, a round of applause for him, please.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
I hope you're taking note of their names and what they are saying. There's a giveaway at the end. Okay? So, Mr. Johnson, what key skills should developers take? What key skills, what key steps, what key steps should developers take to transition from coding to securing investment? And how can they best position themselves to attract investors?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you come forward if you're at the back? Thank you.
Alright, so the question is, what key skills developers, or rather what key steps should developers take from just finding secure funding for their startup, right? And that's what I'm here to talk about. So I believe that majority of times when this particular question is being asked, most persons tend to say things like, you need to design a system, you need to reach out to investors, you need to send emails and all of those. But I feel like a couple factors are being right, and the excellence of them. I came up with an acronym which says SD. So S means shift, D means demonstrate, A means attract. So the two phases you need to go through in terms of from your code to attracting investment from investors is you need to ship your code, then you also need to demonstrate, and then you need to attract. Or rather, you get to the point where you can attract more. You get to the point where you can attract more approach. Anyways, let me just continue before it's been.
You're a very lucky guy.
Huh?
You're lucky. The whole national grid for
Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to today's panel session. Okay, so my name is Akwive Chikire Cherika, and I'm your panelist anchor for today. Are you all ready? Remember the giveaway, are we still doing it? Did I hear no? Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to be introducing them again, okay? So, okay. Okay, so let's just go straight to the questions since we have spent a lot of time on stage, okay? So my first question goes to David Oluwabusayo. Mr. David, okay, how important is it to build a skill before establishing a personal or professional brand? And what benefits comes from prioritizing skills first?
Okay, I believe everybody can hear me now. Hello? Is anybody from Ekiti State here? Okay. I think that would... All right, my name is David Oluwabusayo. I'm the CTO at Paperless, and I'm a software engineer with a decade of experience. So when you say building a skill before building brand, I'll just do a recap of what I've said earlier because of our time. I made an illustration the other time which if you give birth to a newborn baby, you can't let the baby cannot sit on the day one. It takes a gradual process, right? Why do you think we all start education from elementary? Why don't we take it up from the higher institution? The educational system says you start from the primary, then secondary, then to university. That is when you are trying to get a job. But so when we're now relating it to building a skill, I said many of us belong to one group or the other, or you call one community or the other here, and we know a lot of people. When you hear something or you see a post online on one of your friends' status that there's an opportunity somewhere or a gig or a job, right immediately some name keep popping up on your head. Why? Because you already seen those people demonstrated their skills, their expertise in their field, right? Whereas you know the name of some people as well that you only know what they do because they tell you what they do, that they did do such a thing, not because you have seen them practicing it. So in such case, building a skill is just like when you say somebody want to become a bricklayer, I just say, oh, should be just to lay block on each other and put cement, and you start continuing like that. If you fail to build a skill and you focus on building a brand, one of the problem is your brand might not be able to stand the test of time. You might find yourself in a hollow, and at the end of the day, when the challenges come, the way you rush in, the same way they pushed you out. So when you're talking about the advantages of building a skill before building a brand, like I said the other time, when you have a solid skill, it makes you stand out in the industry, whichever sector, whichever niche you find yourself. When you have a solid skill, it makes you stand out. When you have a solid skill, it gives you a better or a higher chances of opportunity. When you have a solid skill, I think one of the speakers said it the other time when he was talking. He said you might have 7 years of experience and somebody might have 3 years of experience, but based on their expertise, they might prefer somebody with 3 years of experience over somebody with 7 years of experience. Why? Because they have different skill ability. So when you have a solid skill behind yourself before building a brand, it gives you a greater opportunity, it gives you a better connection. Like when you meet some people, you just tell them, oh, this is what I do. No, when you go for some job interviews, the way you answer some questions, they might ask the same question from 3 different people, but from the way they answer it, you can easily judge what they have, the level of their capacity, the level of their intelligence as well. So to summarize the whole thing, because we waste a lot of time already, I will advise don't just because of you want to build a brand and forget to build the fundamental skills. Because if you don't do that, when you try to push the brand out there, you might find it a problem later, regret it, and at the end of the day, what you are trying to spend much time on might fade out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Davis, for that wonderful insight. Remember, build skills first, okay? So, to Mr. Johnson, okay? What key steps should developers take to transition from coding to securing investments? And how can they best position themselves to attract investors?
Good day, everybody. Yeah, so my name is Johnson, and I'm a VC analyst at the moment at Drone Collective. So, to your question, what key steps should founders or developers take from when? What was it again? Sorry.
Okay, so what key steps should developers take from transition from coding to securing investments?
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, so what key steps should developers take from coding to securing investment? So I believe that in most cases, when questions like this come into like public discourse, what most persons tend to say, we tend to hear things like, oh, you need to like design your pitch deck, you need to send emails to like investors, you need to do this and you need to do that. But I believe that in most cases that they tend to like leave out a couple factors, which I'm going to like spell out in my response, which is a framework I'm going to call the SDA framework, which is S stands for ship, D stands for demonstrate, A stands for attract, and or approach. So the first phase is to ship. I mean, we all know that first things first, nobody is going to like raise funding from just 1 million lines of code that is living in your VS Code or whatever IDE you're making use of, right? You need to get to a point where like you ship the project or the product you're building. That's like the most important step. So like I said, SDA, S for ship, SDA, S for ship, D for demonstrate, A for attract. So when you go through the first phase, which is like shipping your product or your project, right? There are a couple questions you need to ask yourself when you're shipping or in the process of shipping. 2 questions actually. I think the very first question is my solution solving a viable product in a large market, or is my solution solving a key problem in a large market? Once you have an answer to that question, you move on to asking yourself if the solution you have at the moment is the best solution you can produce to solve that particular problem, right? Once you have answers to those particular questions, you could definitely go on to like ship your product or your project, right? And then when in the process of shipping, right, you ship, let's say for example, you ship your product, you go on to demonstrate, right? Which is like, what the question now is, what are you demonstrating? You're demonstrating traction and you're demonstrating growth, 2 things. And there are different ways you could do that. You could do that in like spelling out different metrics that your startups have gone on to achieve along the way. Let's say your startup acquired like 1,000 users in a month, or you grew 10x over a particular period of time. That's what you're doing at that point in time, is that you're demonstrating the growth and then the traction that your project or your startup has acquired within a particular period of time, right? But that's just like the numbers, right? And then numbers tell the whole story, or numbers do not tell the whole story? Numbers tell the whole story. But like, I feel like intrinsically, right, another story that's being told is that what you're signaling to the general public or to investors by demonstrating traction and growth to the general public or to the investors themselves is that, oh, I found a problem that was worth solving, I have a solution to that problem, and I have people that are willing to use that particular, like use my solution to solve this problem. And if you are at a point where you started generating revenue as well, like we could now talk about the fourth key thing, which is like, aside the fact that people are willing to use my solution to solve their problem, they are also willing to put in their money to pay for this particular solution and provide it to the general public, right? And then that's that. I feel like once you get to this point in time, like once you demonstrated enough traction to the general public or to investors themselves, in most cases, you tend to like attract investors. What most people probably do not understand is that there are people who are being paid, like their day-to-day job is to look out for projects to invest in, right? And those are the ones that are like on the lookout for like projects that can impress them, projects that can show enough or demonstrate enough traction and growth that they can bring into their VC firms or like their co-investors, and then they get to like discuss that, okay, I found this startup that is doing this, they posted online that, they already have like this amount of users, this amount of revenue and all of those, and then I feel like we should look into this startup. That's when, like what I said, like the A part of the framework is to attract. They themselves, they've noticed you, and then they probably can now come around to like say, hi, I discovered that you're building so and so, right? Can we speak? You understand? But like, the thing is that what most founders themselves don't really do is that they miss the second part of the framework, which is like demonstrating traction, or rather demonstrating growth, which is why in most cases they don't get to like attract the investors themselves. So what they do is like they tend to like approach investors. You understand? So like if you don't attract, in most cases you have to approach them yourselves, which is where you now start talking about what I said in the first place, like designing your pitch deck and doing all of those and sending like cold emails to investors and all of that. But if things have been done right from the very beginning and the right questions are being asked, I mean, at the end of the day, you end up like attracting investors. So that's just the thing. So thank you.
Thank you, Johnson. Okay, so my next question is to Chioma. Okay, so how can businesses effectively leverage social media data and SEO strategies to enhance digital market intelligence and drive growth decisions?
Okay, good evening everyone. Sorry, can you hear me? I'm not getting the energy. Can you hear me? Okay, first off, I really want to appreciate you for staying this long, even with the power outage. You all are the real MVPs. So well done. Okay, so to answer my question, how you can use social media data, right, and SEO strategies to
digital market intelligence.
Right. So first off, I would love to elaborate on what digital market intelligence is. You know, if you're on social media, if you have a business, a brand, whatever, you probably have a social media account or you have a website. Either ways, you're using it to connect to your audience who are your potential customers, right? So now, starting off your business, you might start off with research to know your ideal audience, to know the people you're selling with. But let's give you 3 months. After 3 months, real people should be interacting with your brand. Even if your traffic is not much, you should have real people interacting with you. Now, after 3 months of your brand being out there, you should not be guessing anymore. You should be using your social data. You should be using information from either your website or your social media to know what you will do next to improve your brand or to get more audience or to sell more. That's what digital market intelligence does for you. You're analyzing your data to know exactly how people out there perceive your brand, the word they use to search for you, that's like your keywords, where they look for you more, is it on your social media or your website like Google? So you know exactly what you are doing, either how you're going to change your content to speak to them. At this junction, you're checking how people interact with your brand to know exactly their pain, so you meet them at their pain points. One example I will use is, I don't know if you can remember the time of Coca-Cola. There was a time Coca-Cola had names on the bottle. Yeah? They listened to what their audience wants. they changed their branding at that point. And each Coca-Cola bottle carried a name like Chioma. It carried Njideka. People were excited about it. They wanted to buy Coke. You wanted to see your name on Coca-Cola bottle. The more excitement people got, the more they listened. That's digital market intelligence. You're now listening to what your audience are, how they are relating to your brand, how excited they are. And the more they change the name, Bolaji, this, that, everybody's just looking for their name. And then indomitable, you know, friend like no other. Or people wanted to see sister like no other, mother like no other. That's what digital market intelligence does for you. You go out there, you listen to what your audience wants from you, you come back with this data, you diffuse it, you change your branding, you change your strategy. Even when you're writing blog, you know exactly the topic you're talking about at the moment. When you're going on social media, you know the hashtag they are using at the moment. Hashtag sister like no other, hashtag friend other, that kind of stuff. That way, you're informing your brand decision, right? To capture more audience, to drive more sales, to get more customers. That's basically what it does. You attack it from your social media side, and then you go to your SEO site, which is your website, to drive more traffic. You come from both your website and your social media. Both ways, you're building your brand. That's digital market intelligence. I hope I communicated.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much, Shoma, for that wonderful insight. And my next question is to Alfred Divine. Okay, so Divine, what are the first crucial steps for entrepreneurs to take when starting a new startup? And how can they set the foundation for long-term success?
Okay, thank you so much. Hope you guys can hear me. Okay. My name is Alfred Divine, co-founder and CEO of Resolve Tech Limited. So, about the question, what are the first crucial steps entrepreneurs need to take before they can start new startups? So, the first, I would like to start by saying that every great company or startup or anything great that you see today reflects the character of the founders, those who lay the foundation. So for you to be able to start anything new, so far as startup is concerned, you have to first of all invest in yourself. You have to be someone that is obsessed, passionate, hardworking, ready to put something before you, ready to risk, ready to motivate others, ready to inspire people, ready to convince people that yes, I'm competent, I can do this. Without that, people won't be able to follow you. So you have to first of all train yourself, and then know that you can do this and do it well. Then once you are able to conquer yourself, know more about yourself, your limits, go beyond your limits, have a top scale, and then you'll be able to build with your team, transfer the same character, the same attribute that you have to your team. And by so doing, you will be able to create a team of people who are stronger, people who can mount for you, people who can stand and do something great. So by so doing, you people tend to create a culture that people outside, once they hear about your startup or anything that you guys are doing, they will be able to say, oh, this is a team of great people. Once I'm inside this team, I will be able to scale, I'll be able to improve, I'll be able to do more than I normally do. So by so doing, you create a culture. And by creating that culture, anyone that enters or joins your team is assured that they are going to level up. And if they don't want to level up, they will leave. Thereby creating and building people who are stronger, and a team and a startup that will scale far and last long. For example, we know about Boeing Company. Recently, their products are not as good as they were before. So each and everyone that knows about the company before always reflects back to how they were before because of the foundation and the character that the founders built. Now the foundation and the character is no longer there. So the company starts to misbehave and start releasing products that are not as top-notch as it was before. So for you to be able to create a startup or build something that will be able to last, you have to be first someone that is competent, someone that is ready to risk, and then build teams that are ready to do and behave as you are. And by so doing, you create a culture of excellence, a culture that lasts, and a culture that will go far in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Divine. So my last question goes to Mr. Innocent Okachuku. Umachuku, sorry. Oh, sorry for the mix-up. So it goes to Mr. Innocent Unachuku. What unique challenges do tech founders face when building and scaling a startup in Owerri? And how can they overcome these obstacles?
Okay. Probably of every one that has spoken today, so maybe I see myself like an outlier. Probably I'm the only non-tech person in the building. Yes, I actually learned how to code some years back. And there is a specific problem in Owerri, because I'm very deep-rooted in the ecosystem, startup ecosystem here in Owerri. And I was trying to build something for 2 years. And in the entire Owerri, I couldn't get 2 or 3 persons who could code that didn't want a salary, or that didn't want to build alone, that didn't want to go solo and be the CEO or whatever. Maybe they didn't want to answer co-founder, they wanted founder. And this is the particular challenge that we have here in Owerri. The issue is everybody is building in silos. I mean, GDG, the WhatsApp group for GDG, the WhatsApp group for Owerri Tech is probably one of the oldest WhatsApp group, dev communities that we have. I joined that group very recently. I'm very new in the ecosystem, so learning a lot about tech. So it amazes me when I join those groups to see that, look, we have thousands of amazing guys gathered as communities in different WhatsApp groups, different meetings, different stuffs. And yet, Owerri has really not found a way to get one startup out there that has been able to scale, attract, or if it happened, I'm not aware, if it happened, they will not be based in Owerri. So it's not just about startup founders, because startup founder is just one arm of the ecosystem. And I think that's part of the problem too that we are getting wrong in Owerri. Like if you look at the composition of this room right now, especially people home in Owerri, you see that what we have in the hall are just tech guys. So the thinking is that building a startup that can scale is about knowing how to code, and that's the issue. And this is the question I normally ask when I see top guys in the industry, and I'm asking, why do we have 5,000 people in Owerri Tech Group? Sometimes people are building amazing stuff. People have amazing skills. And I'm like, why can't 5 guys, 10 guys come together and build something? There are lots of problems even in Owerri. Why can't 5 guys come together and build? And the real problem is everybody is building in silos. And because everybody is building in silos, I made that clear. Everybody is building in silos. And then another problem that I see that we have, if you also look at the way the whole discussion has gone, you see that a lot of discussion are going like, it's like 80% building this career and taking the job part. I think that's also one of the issues that we are having, as that is like the only path to wealth through this